What's Bruin with Dom Tiano. Shout out to Dom. But we're going to bring him in right now. This is the one, the only Mr. Christopher Nosek.
I get a one and only. What is up, boys?
What's up, dude?
How are you?
Same old, dude. I don't know where we should start with this. Do you want to talk about the team as it is right now? Maybe expectations for tonight? Because, I mean, this is the pregame. We are in the pregame kind of portion of the live stream. So, I'll kind of let you take the ball right now and run with it.
It's your show, guys. Your ball.
All right. Well, then, what do you think? So the Bruins right now, third place in the Atlantic. Toronto is a step ahead of them. Obviously, Florida and Toronto are the top dogs in the Atlantic Conference, or the Atlantic Division, rather. Swayman, 13-12-3, starting tonight, 287. Joseph Woll, 12-6-0, 239. What are your expectations tonight for the game?
Do we know if Matthews is playing?
Matthews is playing.
He is playing. Okay.
Yep.
I would expect it to be a 1-goal game. Honestly, I know a lot of people are, thinking that, the offense for one side or the other is going to take off. But I mean, the Bruins play Toronto well. Toronto plays Boston well. I think Boston has a slight advantage because they're, as great as Joseph Woll has been playing this year, there's something about Boston that always seems to get to Toronto goaltending.
Yeah.
I think Stolarz might be the exception to that because he faced them so frequently prior to going to Toronto. So I'd be a little more worried for Boston if they were facing Stolarz in net tonight. People question Swayman's abilities lately and kind of where he's at with his game, but he's getting W's, so he's getting the most important stat. So I would expect a 1-goal game. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets some extra time in there. Sorry, Davis. I know you're going to be waiting for the post game on that one. But, I really wouldn't be surprised if we saw some free hockey tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking the same thing too, and especially it's kind of a wild card too with Matthews coming in now. He's missed the past handful of games, obviously with that mystery injury that he has. Questionable for the Four Nations. He's coming in right now. I think the Four Nations is in 5 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, his health with the way that it's been going this year, who knows if he even gets to play in that or if Toronto's going to let him play in that. But, we could see a little rust coming off of his game as well, and the Bruins kind of jumping on that and taking advantage of that. Or he could play on the sleepiness, I guess, that the team is expecting from him, and he can jump on that and also explode with a couple goals or whatever he wants to do out there. But Mel, what do you think? What are your expectations for this one, Mr. Sicky?
No, I think I agree with Nosek. I think we're probably going to see a close game. I'm hoping for a revenge game, at least so the Bruins can pump 1 goal. I know they got shut out 4-0 when they played Toronto last time. But these games against Toronto, it's always higher emotions, little extracurricular activities going on, which is always fun. These big division games too, especially. I think Toronto's like 6 points up on Boston. So anytime you have an opportunity to gain some ground there, that's an opportunity you want to seize upon. So it should be a good game. I know I've been poking through DraftKings. I got to get my parlay in before the game starts.
Yeah, we
I've
actually
been so dry lately, dude. I need a hit so badly.
We were talking about maybe making part of this pregame a little parlay before the game starts. So
what's the puck line right now?
That's what I was actually just about to go check. Mel, you have it up, right?
No, I logged out. I'm trying to sign back in.
Okay, I mean the puck line is probably, you would think, in favor of Toronto. You would have to think.
I would think it's 5.5 maybe.
Yeah, yeah. The Bruins aren't really scoring, and
with Matthews, is it 5.5?
5.5.
5.5.
Wow,
yeah,
that was without looking too.
That's a good
Nailed
call.
it.
I was just thinking about it though. I'm like, neither team's really all that likely to score more than 3 goals. So you figure 3-3, maybe a 4-3 OT game. I would probably take the over.
Yeah,
I really think you could see a 4-3 because it's going to be like a 4-3 game, or we're going to be completely off and one team's going to get 5 and it's going to be 5-2.
Yep. I took the under in the Rangers and Capitals game earlier today, and that smashed the over. So that's my L of the day. But
Yeah, what? Why the hell would you take the under on that one?
dude,
There's
I
no
don't know.
Shesterkin for the Rangers. They had to play Louis Domingue.
I know, dude. I was at work. I was half-minded. I was half in, half out. I was like, you know what? I'll just take the under, take the risk, whatever, and I lost it. But yeah. So let me see really quick before we jump into anything. Fluto Shinzawa just tweeted out the warm-up lines, so it's the lines for tonight. We got Marchand, Lindholm, and Pastrnak, Zaka, Coyle, Geeky, Wallstrom, Frederick Brezo, Beecher, Costello, Kepke for the forwards. We got Zadorov, McAvoy, Osterley, Carlo, and Lorai Peak for the D. What do you guys think about Marchand and Zaka? Kind of flip-flopping. Zaka's off of Pasternak's line. Marchand's back on the number one line. Zaka, Coyle, and Geeky for that second.
I don't hate that second line. I mean, Geeky's been getting his shot back. You have a guy who can kind of facilitate a little bit in the middle of two shooters on that second line. Same theory on the first line. I mean, everyone's going to bitch about Frederick being the third line center no matter what. So,
people are going to bitch about Frederick no matter what anyways. Some of it's warranted, some of it's not.
Well, I'll put it this way. Last week, Court of the Bruins diehard jumped on mid show of ours, and I think he had a great point that based on the fact that they're force feeding Frederick all these minutes, all the different scenarios, it's a showcase.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're trying to see what he can do to play through it, but you know, they know the same writing on the wall as theirs from Torrey Krug, it's from Jake DeBrusk. The guy's gone. Yeah. He's mentally gone. He's not doing anything for this team. He probably wants to be in St. Louis.
Right.
Problem is there's no deal there. If you go, you can look and trust me, Court and I, Dom, we've had this. We probably spend an hour just well, not an hour, but a good portion of that show once he jumped on. We were going up and down that roster. Problem is Dylan Holloway is playing too good,
right,
to have them want to flip him. Plus, he's too expensive for Boston when it comes to the money. But that's the guy. If you can get him, that's the guy that you want to try and go for. I mean, based on the way Frederick's playing, you're more likely to say, hey, give us Brandon Saad and get a deal that way. But again, not a fan of that option either.
No.
So I really think you're going to look at a 50 cents on the dollar kind of move for Frederick. But I also don't necessarily see him going anywhere either.
Yeah. So I got the game up obviously on my laptop right now. Nessa is showing Marcus Stellick, 151 hits. He's third in the NHL in hits. Obviously just signed a 3-year, $1.56 million AAV extension with the Bruins. So, I mean, even to tie that back to Frederick, I mean, that kind of, solidifies the argument that Frederick's most likely gone because they're not going to pay Kostelic and they're not going to also pay Frederick to basically play a similar role. But like you were saying,
aren't going anywhere.
Right,
They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing you were saying too with St. Louis, like Dylan Holloway, I was looking. Are those prescription selling? No, Davis. These are blue light glasses. Shout out Tess, saving my eyesight. When you're a mailman, you lose your eyesight so quick. I swear to God, as soon as I got that job. From just looking at numbers and letters and addresses and all this shit, I can barely read, and they expect me to keep my eyesight too during this whole thing. No,
the funny thing about reading numbers and letters and whatnot is that's pretty much required for every job in the world. So
it is.
It's unique that you're the only one who's losing your eyesight.
I know, dude. It's Davis made me lose my train of thought.
I think we're talking about Trent. We talk about Castleton and Trent Frederick.
Freddie and the Blues.
The funny thing about Trent Frederick too is that I know last year when Sully and I were trying to talk about what you would give Trent Frederick, and this was right in the midst of when there was times last year he was cooking and he had taken a new step in his game every single year, and we were talking about locking him up at 4 or 5 years, $5 to $6 million, the numbers we were talking about. And now his value this year, and we're talking about struggling to find a trade for him at the trade deadline. And I know that was one thing that Sully, you and I talked about last episode. I think you said a 3rd round pick for him or something come trade deadline. And I know Mark on Twitter was saying that he thinks he could get more, but I don't know, man. It'll be interesting because I do think he has some value, especially for what he can bring to like a bottom six unit for a team trying to make a deep playoff run.
Right.
But
So
at the same time, too, like I if the Bruins are to make a deep playoff run, like what he can bring you when he's firing on all cylinders, I feel like they're going to need that if they want to make a run here.
So when it comes to Freddie, right? And this is shout out to Court. He made some great points on the show, stealing some of them. Gonna admit that, but any team that's gonna look to bring in Trent Frederick is bringing in the Trent Frederick that we all thought he was, which is basically Mark Costello. So if you look at a playoff contending team, as you get closer and closer to the deadline, if Frederick can work his way out of this funk and start to look like Trent Frederick of last year, you can absolutely take a first round pick from him. It'll be a late first rounder, 20 to 32, somewhere in that range. He's absolutely worth it. You take that deal 6 ways to Sunday, run to the bank, and you figure out the hole in your lineup, air quotes around hole, because you get a first round pick and you take it. Now, You're not at the rate he's going, you're not going to get that. So it's that's why he keeps playing, because they're trying to let him play through it, and they're trying to increase his value while also showcase him to show what he can do. Because it's not always about the numbers. When you're a bottom six forward, you're not always going to produce goals, produce points. It's about what else can you do. Why else were we so upset when Jake DeBrusk left? Because we now see what he did on the PK, on the power play, like all the other game aspects of his two-way game. And that's what, and I know everybody's clamoring for it, but that two-way game is exactly what the three kids are working on down in Providence: Merkulov, Poitras, and Lysell.
Yep.
Everybody's calling to have them brought up. Now, my question to you is, if you move on from pick a guy and you call up one of the kids, what happens if someone else gets hurt? Where's your depth?
Screwed. You're kind of screwed.
You are 6 points behind two teams that are tied for first place in your division. You're in no rush to deal away your depth. If you can get in as a 3 seed, you're fine. Your depth is all there. What's going to happen when you bring the kids up? Everyone's going to get a shot in the arm of electricity, and you're going to go on. You're going to get that bump. We saw it when Lysell came into the lineup for a game. Why waste that now when you're already in a good position?
No, that's a valid point too. I did want to highlight this too, since we're kind of on the topic of Frederick. He's got no goals, not no goals. He's got no goals, no assists, no points in his last 11 games. The season total, he's got 5 goals, 6 points, or 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points, minus 12. Shooting at,
I believe we said this last episode as well, that Matt Grzelcyk actually has double the points this season at Trent, or just about double the points this season at Trent Frederick.
Yeah, but also remember the role Matt Grzelcyk is playing over in Pittsburgh. He's still playing a top 4 defensive role. And everyone's focusing in on Letang and on Carlson, so he's got free range to do whatever the hell he wants over there practically.
Well, Nosek, not even, so you were mentioning the 6 points being behind Toronto and Florida, but I mean, also, you've played 5 more games than Tampa Bay, and Tampa's 2 points behind you.
Yeah, but a lot of their games they have to get caught up on are in the division, and look at their record in the division. It's atrocious.
Their record in the division,
last I looked, was like 1-4-1.
It should pop up right here on ESPN.
Not to mention the fact that they have all those games that they have to get caught up on. They have a massive swamp schedule this month. So they play a bunch of back-to-backs. They have like 5 sets of back-to-backs in the next 2 months.
Wow. So
they've got to win these games. They're tough games in the division who they're struggling against, and they're in back-to-backs. So, yes, you're absolutely right, games in hand, but they have to win them for them to matter.
Right. That's very, very, very true. Also, Tampa Bay in the league has the 3rd highest goal differential. The only teams higher than them is Washington and Winnipeg. How about Washington this year? Washington, I was watching that game today against the Rangers while I was working. I had it on in my pocket. But that team is so much fun. Ovi Ovi is having a crazy year. Are you kidding me? He might break that record this year. He really might.
He might.
Broke his
He very
leg?
well might.
He really might.
Real quick
Yeah,
before
no,
we
he
shift
did
too
break
far
his
from
leg.
real quick before we shift from Tampa too, they are a team that clearly also has to buy come trade deadline, and they have no first, no third, 2 seconds, and $4.5 million to work with right now, projected by the deadline. They have very minimal prospects in their system as well. So their biggest trade chip is going to be either a solid roster player or their 2026 first round pick.
Yeah. So I mean, Tampa, you can never count them out, dude. But Ian Kennedy, shout out Kennedy. He comes in with this question. He said, if you guys were Don Sweeney, what is one move you would make to improve the team right away?
I'm going to let you go first on that one. So
okay.
Because I got two names three names that I can mention that might come at a low cost.
I don't know if I necessarily have any names right off the top of the bat or right off the top of the noggin, but you need a top 6 scoring winger. That's what you need. Like I know it wasn't possible, but you see a guy like Gensel go to Tampa. Even a guy like Mangiapane going to Calgary. Just some little speedy scoring winger who from time to time, if they're a defensive liability from time to time, I'll take the payoff if they're going to score goals. Because right now, the Bruins are basically the Islanders. Like they play defensive kind of trap hockey and are relying on winning games 3-2, 4-2, 4-3. Like that. Those are the types of games that this team is winning. Right now, they don't have any blowouts. If there's any blowouts on the schedule, it's the Bruins getting blown out. It's 8-1 against Winnipeg. It's stuff like that. Let's see. We also have Bruins Luchador comes in. He says, I pray they turn this shit around tonight. I'm getting nervous again. Yep. Chris said, look at their schedule the next 3 weeks. Start your draft prep. This next 3 weeks is going to tell a lot about this team. Chris said, he said a first for Freddie, bro, put down the pipe.
No, they 100% can get one if he starts to show the right patterns and they wait until the trade deadline. That's the thing, is prices go up at the trade deadline for a guy like Trent Frederick.
Especially if he's going to a contending team that is going to have a low first round draft pick anyways. They'll take the chance if he's heating up, like you said.
So the teams, I've heard Florida sniffed around and they were interested in a guy like him. And I don't think Florida has, I'd have to check what they have for draft capital, but that's a team that obviously if you are dropping out of contention and they're on the rise and they come to you and say, we'll give you a first round pick for him, you absolutely take that deal.
Yeah.
Even though they're within the division. I've heard Montreal was sniffing around and they want Freddie bad from what I've heard.
Montreal?
Yes, and they have multiple first-round picks, so they very easily could be potentially willing to part with one. New Jersey is a team that might be interested in adding the physicality that they think Frederick could bring. Edmonton, that might be a good fit for him, which leads me to whose question was it about the move? Edmonton is going to be in a pickle shortly when Evander Kane gets healthy and is forced to come off of LTIR. They only have a little over $1 million in cap space. They need to clear 5.1 to get Evander Kane back.
Yeah. So see, and that's the thing that I always tend to forget about. Like they have him coming back and they're going to have to make room for him. So Davis, regarding the Montreal Trent Frederick conversation, he said, give me Owen Beck if we are dealing Freddie 7 days a week to Montreal. Owen Beck. I mean, Davis is a very knowledgeable kid when it comes to prospects, especially.
Oh no, Beck is a solid prospect. I would do that straight up 1-for-1. The problem is that's not the kind of player Don Sweeney is going to go after when it comes to dealing away Trent Frederick. They want someone in that 28, 27 to 33, 34 range with a little bit of term. Someone who can help him out.
Boo! I don't want any older. I'm not booing you. But like
that's the Don Sweeney track record.
I'll take 28 to 29. Okay.
And preferably from Massachusetts as well, don't
preferably
forget.
from Situate, Mass. I think we're talking about Connor Garland here. All right?
So hold on.
Vancouver, we got
There
Connor
is a
Garland.
name. There is a name. So remember I told you I had 3 names that I wanted to mention.
Yeah.
Right? So one of them is actually a Massachusetts boy. So
Ooh.
yeah. One of them though, the one I'd most like to look at, give me Victor Arvidsson off Edmonton. He's not
Ooh.
working out. He's a $4 million
Ooh.
roster player. That frees up the amount that they need to bring Evander Kane back, who they know works in the lineup and is going to take his spot, basically. So Victor Arvidsson could be a deadline acquisition to save their ass on the cap.
Victor Arvidsson, that makes a lot of sense when you're talking about the need to bring back Evander Kane and they need to clear the money. Trent Frederick in Edmonton, I could see that. And then,
The problem with sending a guy like Freddie that way is you send more money. So you're going to have to finagle the money and do a little more with that. But, you might have to send a prospect that you really don't want to send. But if you can get a package with Arvidsson, I mean, they might be looking to move on from – I don't think so, but Adam Henrique has been a solid third-line center for him. But I know that's a guy that Boston's been interested in. He's at $3 million AAV right now. They both have this year and next year. And I know you weren't thrilled about the age, but Henrique's only 34 years old. He'll be 35 at the end of the deal. That's the type of player that Don Sweeney would be going after.
And also, when I think about these kind of things, I try to picture it in my mind. Like, can I picture a Adam Henrique in a Bruins uniform? I can. Like, he seems like I think he would fit the mold in the culture, and he would look great in the black and yellow. But I don't know if that's gonna help you this year.
And that's where that's part of the question. Is he going to be enough for what you're looking for to help you now? So
yeah, that's the thing. I mean, the Bruins are in such a weird position. They don't have many prospects. You can name the prospects that they have on one hand. Lysell, I'll count Patra as a prospect, and Merkulov. Throw in Jackson Edward.
Those are just the ones that you know, Sully.
Well, no, but throw in Dean Letourneau.
Dean Letourneau is a project. People want to put him so high on their prospect list. The guy is 4 years away minimum, closer to 5. Don't even worry. Keep Dean Letourneau's name out your mouth. All right? He is not close. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, like we mentioned that on last week's episode as well. Like, Dean Letourneau is a name, but he's, like you said, like he's years away. Like, he's not even in the conversation right now. But I mean, you got guys like Jackson Edward. I know he's on the D end. Cole Spicer, Riley Duran. But none of these like true blue chip prospects. So it's like because
you haven't been picking at the high end part of the draft.
Yes, exactly.
So that's why they're all developmental prospects. But there's also a huge name. If you're looking at a team that's trying to project a couple of years out, there's at least one center in the Bruins system that you could be projecting 2-3 years down the road, making a second or third line impact in Danslock Mellis.
Yes,
Oscar Jelvik is another one who's producing very well as well, and he can kick over to the wing. He's a great left wing shot. So there are plenty of prospects in the system, depending on what you're looking for.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up right now. So Danslock Mellis, obviously he went to UMass Amherst. Let me see here. 15 points in 18 games for UMass, 3 goals, 12 assists. He's a nasty little playmaker, man. If you watch, if you watch college hockey, and if you knew what you're looking for and the guys to watch, Locke Mellis, shifty little player. He can move the puck. He won't score a ton, but he can create. He's one of those guys who can kind of create something out of nothing.
Future poor man's David Krejci.
That I would love that.
That would be nice.
Let me see. We did have another comment come in here. This is from High Bruin Nation. He said, points are tight in the Atlantic, realistically speaking. Shouldn't play down to any opponent, and I wouldn't say we are in a comfortable position. Definitely agree with that. Sean Walker has very similar career numbers. Look up what Colorado gave up for him.
Yeah, but Sean Walker's a defenseman, and he's a
Right.
shutdown D. He's a different type of Brandon Carlo type player. So for him to give you any offense is bonus.
Yes. Let me see here. So, would you consider this a must-win game for the Bees?
No,
No.
I don't think it's a must-win. It's certainly one that you want them to have as the team they want to have it. They should. Again, the comment about playing down to your competition, absolutely, and yes, points are hard to come by, but not just for you. The entire division is close.
Yeah, everybody's tight. This is going to be a really, really, really interesting stretch of hockey up to the deadline. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that this could go for the Bruins. I mean, you're looking at guys on the team, obviously, Geeky. Do you think Geeky gets an extension now that we're talking about it?
He gets extended, but not the same way Costello gets. He's going to be a restricted free agent with arbitration rights. So you probably will see him go to arbitration and sign a deal shortly beforehand. Once the teams submit their offer and the players submit their offer and they know where each side stands, that's when you're probably going to get a deal.
Yeah. What do you think a number first of all, do you think the Bruins extend him?
Yeah, I think he'll be a Bruin next year.
Okay. Because obviously he started off kind of iffy, and then
Brett called him out.
Yeah, then Brett got him going, and he's been on a tear.
Yeah, how we bump.
How we bump, dude. It's crazy. It's actually wild.
I mean, think about it. With arbitration, his age 27 season, you could probably get him about $3 million, maybe 3.5 if it's for 1 year, depending on how the arbitration goes and what he finishes the season with.
Yeah,
like you're not going to get him for more than $4 million, and even in arbitration, I don't see that being I see that being the high end, really, 4 to 4.5. And if it's for 1 year where he's got to prove it going forward, and he's going into unrestricted free agency, or even if it's a 2-year deal, because it's arbitration, you can go for 1 or 2. Even if it's a 2-year deal, he's playing for his next contract again.
Yeah. Yeah. Ian said Geeky for Henrique wouldn't
Turn
be a
off
bad
forced trades. Turn off forced trades, Ian.
That's on rookie deal or rookie mode.
Oh, yeah, Geeky for McDavid.
yeah. Geeky in the first for McDavid and Holloway.
So, I know we got 10 minutes before they drop the puck. Do you want to hear the other 2 names that I had for you?
I was gonna say before we let you go, yeah.
So New York is in sell-off mode, the New York Rangers, and it's only getting worse. Correct?
Is this the Mass native you were speaking of?
It is.
Okay. All
Further
right.
down the lineup, though, Jimmy Vesey.
Okay.
Wow.
That's not who I thought you were gonna say, but I like it
Because they're quite familiar with him. They had a good amount of interest in him before, but they lost out on him, obviously. And he was right in their backyard. They know his game.
Yep.
And bottom of the lineup kind of guy that can help you out.
Actually, I really like that name, and you would probably be able to get him for a relatively not cheap, but you wouldn't be throwing too much of the Rangers.
No, it would probably cost you some prospect, maybe like a Riley Durant.
I like Riley.
You
Durant.
like Riley Durant? Yeah, I was gonna say you like one of the prospects on your hand.
I like
that
Riley
you like.
Durant too. What you got to give to get in this league. So,
whoops.
And yes, I see Shannon's comment there. I think it's Shannon, right? The bottom line, guys. The thing with Jimmy Vesey is he's a guy who can play higher up in the lineup. He has a scoring touch.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You need that guy who can at least shoot the puck. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. They already rolled out the red carpet for him once too. They were big fans of Jimmy Vesey when he was first coming in the NHL. So
they wanted him bad.
Yeah,
Him
I
and Noah
wanted him
Hannafin.
bad,
They
dude.
wanted him and Noah Hannafin like they were the next.
Noah
coming of,
Hannafin
like,
makes
Jesus
sense.
Christ.
He's a stud. Jimmy
Yeah, he's a
Vesey. They had me convinced he was a future 40 goal scorer.
Dude, him and his agent like held out NHL teams. They were like, they were treating him like he was Shohei Ohtani. Like, we're gonna meet with everybody.
Yeah. Everybody's gonna get a chance.
Yeah, everybody can get a slice of VC.
He was good though. He got like 15 plus goals his first 3 years, and then just kind of became a
I
single
think
goal
so.
scorer kind of guy.
Well, he's also shooting. He can have a shooting percentage up there. Right now, he's a career 10% shooter.
Yes.
So that would add to our third line right now. Geeky last year shot around 13% for his career year. He is dipped well below. I want to say he's at like 11% right now.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
but he's if you look at Geeky's shot percentage, he started increase it significantly since he jumped on that first line with Zacha and Pasternak. The guy has an NHL shot.
Yeah, he does.
He can maintain being on that line.
What game was it? Was it God damn it. It was like 2 games ago, I think. He had it was a giveaway in front and he just took it, he opened up his skates and he fired it. And it was a missile. An actual missile.
Oh, yeah.
What game was that? God damn it. Hang on, I gotta find this. Because it was a rocket. He does have a good shot and he does have good offensive instincts. He was just so snake bitten in the beginning of the year. Let me see. Morgan Geeky. If somebody in the chat knows what I'm talking about and can get it before me, that would be great. It was Columbus.
Jimmy Vesey, Wolf, did he have a big mini one-on-one moment?
Yeah, he actually did the Michigan.
Dude, I so badly wanted Oliver Wahlstrom to be really good here.
Yeah.
Look, these are the kind of guys that are the lower in the lineup guys with middle six potential. Because let's face it, our top 3, we know who they are. Marchand, Zacha, Pasternak, Lindholm. You're trying to find a guy in that 5 to 8 forward range. These guys can fill in that spot to pick up the depth scoring. And I know everybody's all excited for the kids, bring up Merkulov and whatever. But as soon as someone gets hurt, you don't have that depth anymore.
Right.
And you lose out on that youth bump that they're going to bring. And they're all working on their two-way game down in Providence. Matthew Poitras is looking phenomenal playing on that power play down in Providence. Let them keep cooking. That's not a problem.
No, I agree with you. So I was actually before we were going to move into our first period guest, I did want to ask you, are you, because obviously there's some people on Twitter and in the Bruins fan space that really don't understand why Matthew Poitras is still in the AHL. My understanding and my rationale is that they want him to build up the chemistry in the AHL, get the confidence that he needs and deserves, and kind of build up that repertoire with the guys that he's going to be playing with in the future. So I don't mind it. But what are your thoughts?
It's purely about development because down there, he's the top line center. He's playing in all aspects of the game. Power play, penalty kill, 6-on-5, 5-on-6. He's getting almost 20 minutes a night down there. He would not be getting that up here. Same thing with Merkulov. He's averaging like 17, 18 minutes a night down in Providence. Fabian Lysell, 18, 19 minutes a night. They need minutes. And they're not going to get him playing third line, no power play, no penalty kill on the third line in the same hole that Wahlstrom is in.
Right. Like if they want him, if you want him to develop his game into the best ability that it can be, let him play those top minutes. Let him play 20 to 22 minutes a night. Let him get top power play minutes. Let him cook. And when it's time, it'll be time. But right now, it's better for him and the team as a whole for him to be down in Providence and just get that confidence, develop his game, get into a more professional, style of hockey that will translate well to the NHL. Because we saw him here in Boston. He's fine. We know he's going to be fine, but he's going to be even better the next time that he comes up because he gets these reps down in Providence.
And I want to just tell people, calm down about Fabian Liesel's 1-game call-up, because think about what else was going on. What was the other major unknown going into that week? The status and the ability of David Pastrnak.
Yep. True.
He was battling something. So if Pastrnak couldn't go, you needed someone who could fill in a top 6 role. You bring up Fabian Lysell, you find out Pastrnak can go. Well, you've already brought the kid up. You've already flown his family up or driven his family up to Boston. Find a way to get him in the lineup, get him on the third line, get him some NHL minutes, do right by the kid that you just pulled out of practice, essentially, and said, fly up the highway for 2.5 hours, sprint here. You get him in the lineup. The guy plays fine. Thank you so much. You filled in a spot. We know what you can do up here, or what you have an ability to do up here. Go down, continue to work on your game. As soon as someone gets hurt, one of those 3 kids is coming back up.
Right. Yep. Yeah, no, exactly. And I think, once it happens and once he's back up here, it'll be fine. It's not every year can be the last 2 years. This is a year to kind of restructure and look at your team and figure out what you got, figure out what you need to do. And that's what they're doing. And they're still competing. So it's a good overall, all around. But Chris Nosek, do you want to plug your stuff really quick before we bring in Jess?
Absolutely. Sundays and Mondays, it's myself and Dom Tiano. What's Bruin on Sundays, 6:30. Trying to confirm tomorrow's show because of the 6 o'clock game. We'll probably do something a little earlier in the day. And then Monday is all prospects, everything up and down the organization. If you go to Dom.Hockey, Dom Tiano's website, it's that version as a podcast. So you get all your prospect talk there.
Yeah, and I'll say too, I've been joining your guys' live streams, and obviously Dom is one of the best in the business. You and him click together it's like peanut butter and jelly. So definitely go check them out. So Chris Nosek, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll do this again soon.
Absolutely, anytime. Thanks so much.
All right, see you, man.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, so that was Chris Nosek of What's Bruin that just joined us there for the pregame. We are now bringing in right now. The anthem is going on in Toronto. I can't tell. I'm trying to read lips. I'm trying to see if they're singing "Oh Canada" or.
Oh,
American.
she's walking off.
Is she? Oh, yeah, you might be a little bit ahead of me. So it was probably "Oh Canada." But with that being said, we are now going to bring in from the Overtime Chicks, Jessica. Oh wait, actually, hang on. Sorry, pause. Hold that thought. I forgot to change the thing. Boom. We're bringing in Jessica Stompin of Overtime Chicks.
Hi.
Jessica, what's up?
Nothing much. What about you guys?
What's going on? No, I'm just hoping the Bee's going to win here.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I love the Kastelic extension, though.
Yeah, the Kastelic extension, 1.56 for 3 years. I mean, that's a fourth-line guy that you want kind of as the almost, I don't want to call him Sean Thornton because he's not Sean Thornton. No one's ever Sean Thornton. But I think he's kind of the identity of that fourth line. Yeah. He's the identity of that fourth line. I had somebody on Twitter say to me the other day, oh, great, another fourth liner. And I was like, no. He's the fourth liner.
Yeah,
I know we were talking too, the last couple, the game immediately started with a 2-on-1. I got excited there for a second.
I know, I just saw that too.
The last couple of years too, I know a lot of people, Sully, you and me included, have always talked about how this Bruins team lacks any sort of grit. Anybody who can make shit happen, somebody to protect their goalie, somebody to fight somebody. They got Pat Maroon, and he didn't drop the mitts once. Shout out Chris Davis. Not that he had to, but since they signed, since they traded for Kastelic, I feel like you've seen more of that Bruin style, harder, heavier game from your bottom six. It's not just credit to him. There's more other credit to go around as well. But he's one of those pieces that I think goes a long way in terms of making those deep runs in playoffs when you're playing the same team 4 or 5, sometimes 7 games in a row. Yep. Just a guy that nobody likes playing against. So I like it. Hopefully someday soon it won't be called the Omar trade anymore. It'll be the Mark Kastelic trade. But it's definitely a signing that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
What do you think that means just for the future of Trent Frederick? And does it even equate to each other at all?
See, I kind of feel like he's gonna get traded, but it would have to be like something like a player that's like top player, in my opinion. Like we got to get like some bang for our buck.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can't afford to just lose him for nothing.
No.
Yeah, and that's what we were just talking with Nosek too. And it would really suck. Yeah, you see that replay?
Yeah,
That was
shit.
close. It would really suck too because I feel like it hurt watching Jake DeBrusk walk. Although I feel like most of us knew the writing was on the wall. It seemed pretty evident that he was going to go.
Yeah.
But it really sucks watching him just go off in Vancouver. He's put together some really good games. Oh, hey, Minnie. I don't know if he's still their leading scorer. I know he was for the first 2 months of the season.
He's cooking.
Yeah, so it's hard to watch that, especially with the lack of second line depth score the Bruins have had. But I just feel like Trent Frederick, if he moves on from the Bruins, I feel like it's just destined. He's gonna go back to the Trent Frederick we saw last year. He's gonna take that another step in his game, and that would really suck because I really like Trent Frederick's game, and I feel like it kind of fits Bruins hockey to a T when he's playing like who he can play like.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's cooking, like when Trent Frederick is going and he's getting like, I don't know, at the end of the season, say 40, 45 points, like that's it. Like that's the Frederick that we need. But right now he's got 11 points and he's got no points in the last 11 games. What are we doing? Like, come on, dude. Like not only does your team need you right now, like you're a guy that we rely on, but also you're in a contract year. Like, like you're kind of screwing yourself. Like, I wonder if he's in his own head a bit about that kind of stuff.
You think?
I would think so. I mean, some guys can do that, and some like there's how many players bet on themselves? Like when it be their final year in a season and they turn it up to 10 and they play their best year and get that big deal, and how many guys maybe feel the pressure of the next payday coming around the corner and they can't do it. And I don't know if that's so much what's going on with Trent Frederick. But, I mean, you would have to think maybe that would have some sort of impact on him, knowing that he's a pending free agent after this year. But I also feel like there was something there between him and St. Louis long before the season started. So, like...
Him and Monty.
Yeah, him and, like... even before Monty went there, like, yeah, I forgot Monty's totally screwed the Bruins with that. But even before that, I felt like it was the worst kept secret in hockey how much he loved St. Louis. I've always said this too, like with my Celtics friends, because whatever it is about St. Louis, like athletes from there love the city. Like Jason Tatum, he's from St. Louis. All he cares about is St. Louis. And like, thank God the NBA doesn't have a team from St. Louis because I feel like it would be out of Boston. And like now you're seeing like these NHL players, like they want to go play for St. Louis. But yeah, no, the link was definitely there before Monty, but I feel like Monty just strengthened that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
No.
Did you guys see what Monty said at the Winter Classic?
No.
What did he say?
He said, he's like, this is the most dominant team I've ever coached. And I'm like, wait, what?
What is with these people in taking shots at Boston when they leave? Jake DeBrusk did it when I don't remember off the top of my head his exact comments, but he had an interview on TSN and he was like taking shots at Boston. Now Jim Montgomery did it, and who else just did it? Somebody else who just left Boston was also taking some shots on their way out the door, and I'm getting sick of it.
Yeah, I'm so done with it.
I mean, does he not remember that, like, he, the most dominant team? Does he not remember that his he set the record for the best team of all time?
He statistically had the most dominant team of all time.
You know what?
Did you see that Winter? Did you see that Winter Classic, by the way, was the lowest watched Winter Classic ever?
It was under 1 million views in between both streams. First of all, that Winter Classic, number one, they didn't market it at all.
I didn't even know it was on. I was at home. I was about to watch a movie. It was 10 o'clock at night, and then the promo for the Winter Classic was on. I was like, it's on at 10 p.m.? Like, isn't that late for a Winter Classic? And then I realized, it was at like 5. It's just I didn't even know it was on.
Well, dude, not only that, but it wasn't even on New Year's Day like the tradition of the Winter Classic goes. It's on New Year's Eve. I was at Funky's, and it was on TV, and I was like, oh, shoot, I forgot that it was even on tonight. And then Montgomery popped up on the screen, and I was like, oh, my God, I forgot Montgomery is in St. Louis.
Did you see the Michigan jerseys for their Winter Classic, whatever they're doing?
Terrible jerseys.
Those were horrible.
Yeah.
Those
They
are
look
some
like
of the worst
t-shirts.
jerseys I've ever seen.
They literally look like t-shirts.
Mhm.
Like they were trying to do something different and unique, and like totally failed.
In Michigan too, like Michigan has a good like brand identity. They got good color schemes. They've got a good history of
They had the
jerseys.
helmets too. Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's
like what are you
it's so
doing?
symbolic with.
I swear
with
to God,
colors.
all these people who are in charge of like the
Oh my God, Wallstrom, that was nice.
oh, fuck. All these teams that are like trying to go a different direction or try something new. Everything that they try is like it makes me want to puke.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Some nail it though, like Anaheim's new jerseys, the orange and all the shit that they're doing, I think is so clean. It's
I
such a
love
nice
it.
look. Those are nice. San Jose, it wasn't this year. I think it was last year, the year before. The whole teal thing, they like fully embraced the teal. I think that looks really nice as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Sully, I'm like 3 or 4 seconds ahead of you. Do you want me to like not like react? I don't want to spoil it for you. Whenever
No,
something
I don't. I
happens.
don't care. It's fine. I'll just pretend like I didn't hear you.
Do you think that what was going on with Matthews? Did you see the rumors that he got a hair transplant in Turkey?
Well, well,
Wait, what?
yeah. So was
Somebody
it
like
Germany?
tracked his. Oh, I think it was Germany. Yeah, somebody like when he was out, and I don't think that there was like an actual reason. It was very vague. You know how like the NHL teams are with like injuries and whatnot. And then somebody like found like a flight that he was on, or like a Toronto charter or something. There was just like a flight to Germany, and they looked it up, and like the best like hair transplant doctor in the world is like located in Germany. And they were like, "Oh my God!" So they all wanted to see what he looked like when he came back, if he was wearing a hat or if he had like his hairline, like a bandana, and his hairline was covered.
I mean, to be fair, we haven't seen a picture of him without
I didn't. I was
on.
waiting for the camera to cut to him during the national anthem to see if his helmet was off, and I didn't see anything.
I'm more inclined to believe that that's actually what happened. I think that's actually what happened.
I think the silence is deafening. I think it tells you more.
Why would you go to Germany?
That's the best plan, I
the
guess.
guys is apparently the best of the best.
But that's what I mean. Like, if it wasn't for a hair transplant, like if it was just for like a surgery, why would you go to Germany?
Yeah.
If he played for Boston, he would see that hair doctor that Charlie McAvoy sees. That, like, half the Bruins team goes to, whatever the guy's name is. They removed hair from his forehead to make it bigger.
He has one strand of hair. He just has one strand of hair sticking straight up.
Oh my God.
How do I get back to the right there. All right, Bruins right now down 1-0. 14 minutes to go in the first period. I didn't see who scored the first goal.
Yeah.
I didn't see it either. I just saw it. I'll go look. It was a snipe.
They removed hair from his forehead to make it bigger.
You know who I think needs to step it up?
Who?
Johnny Beecher.
Mm.
I haven't seen much from him recently.
I've seen a lot of that going around lately, and honestly, it's actually, let me look that up right now.
It was Jake McCabe, by the way, who scored the first goal.
Oh, great. Yeah, great. Jake McCabe. He's the guy that isn't he the one that broke Ovi's leg, or was it McBain? Might have been McBain.
I don't know. Something about those MC names.
Let me see. Johnny Beecher.
Like, I don't want to trade him or get rid of him, but I just feel like he needs to get something going.
Is he playing center or is he on the wing?
I believe he's on the wing.
Why?
Let me see. Kostelic has mainly been taking the draws, I think. Beecher 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's gone 5 games without a point. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He's got 1 point in his last 13 games, and it's an assist in that 3-2 Edmonton loss. I don't know. It's hard to judge because Beecher doesn't really have to produce.
Mm-hmm.
He's more just like that energy guy in that fourth line, but still at the same time, like you need at least you need more than 1 point in 13 games. Like you need a little more than that.
Yeah. I mean, the Bruins are at their best when all four lines. I mean, any team's at their best when all four lines are firing.
Right. Like I don't know what they got to do, but their power play, like special teams wise, PK is at the bottom of the league, and power play I think is third worst in the league. Like
They should just start declining power plays, honestly, if that's possible, the way that their power play has been run this year. But yeah, because you and I were talking about that as well. I mean, it's not just a power play; it's a total special teams thing. Because they've always had a dominant penalty kill as long as the three of us have been Bruins fans. And I think last week they were like 25th in the league in penalty kill. I think they were 25 or lower in both power play and penalty kill, which is totally unheard of from a Bruins team.
I know they're 30th in the league for the power play. I think they're 25.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Yeah, they're terrible. Yep, just like Shaz said, special teams is killing this team. Yep. Special teams, special folks, special players. We got none of them.
Special teams, special players. Yeah, I mean, and that sucks. And it's hard to build any sort of consistency. When you're taking penalties and you're having trouble killing them, or God forbid you're you're a man up and you can't score.
I kind of wish that they didn't. I wish Osterley was playing with McAvoy tonight. I don't really love Osterley and Carlo.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They played really well together. Oh, good chance. Who's that, Coyle?
Yeah.
Dude, Coyle too. Like what the nobody wants to produce.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Coyle.
Coyle. I was looking. Coyle is currently third on the Bruins in goals.
Yeah, see, like that's a problem. And when was the last? When was the last time you saw or remember Coyle, like a Coyle goal? Like, do you remember one?
No.
Right.
Oh, round one against Florida a couple years ago when he was filling in for Bergeron. He played really well in that series.
They said what's Bruin? I'd love to see the numbers for penalties taken while in the power play, but the Bruins rank pretty high in that category. Yeah, actually, that's an interesting stat to take too. It does.
I would like to think as well that the Bruins, the amount of odd man rushes that the Bruins have given up on the power play probably outranks the odd man rushes that they've had on the power play. They just can't do anything right on the power play.
Actually, let me look that up because I'm pretty sure
they can't set up. They can't enter the zone. They can't even chase the puck in their own corner. Right? They lose races to the puck when it gets dumped in their corner.
How much of that though is the absence of Hampus Lindholm? Because Hampus Lindholm on the power play is kind of a weapon.
It definitely doesn't help, yeah. But the fact that a team that is so deep defensively in terms of what they can produce on the offense, to have one guy out and to have it totally cripple your power play like that is...
Damn it. What's this website? Why can't I find...
Are you looking for StatMuse?
No. I'm trying to look at how many times the Bruins have been scored against shorthanded. Which I could probably find on StatMuse, actually, to be honest with you, if you want to look that up. Because I'm interested. I think they might be at the top of the league in terms of that.
They've allowed 4 shorthanded goals this season.
Bruins have allowed
honestly
4.
I thought it was more than that, yeah.
4 is still a lot.
That's kind of too much.
Yeah, but they gave up.
Yeah, they gave up too many.
Half of those came in like back-to-back games, like the first month of the season, though.
Also true.
Okay, yeah.
True. What is this team like?
I don't.
How do you? I know, like the last 2 years, obviously, it's unfair to kind of compare this team to those 2 years because those 2 years were just incredible. But I think this team is most comparable to the Islanders, and I know I said it earlier in the stream, but. It's kind of like a defensive trap style hockey, and it's why like Mel knows. Like I've been saying this on the podcast for the past few episodes. This team is built for the playoffs. Like they're a playoff style team. They have heavy defensemen. They got a big blue line. They got banger lines. Like that's a playoff lineup, but that doesn't really translate well into the regular season. So I think the whole goal of this year is to just make playoffs. If you make playoffs with this roster, then you'll see guys like Zadorov, guys like Kostelik, kind of pop off and kind of drive play in the playoffs. But it's about getting there. And right now, I truly don't know if they can get there. You got Tampa on your ass. You got Ottawa making a name for themselves a little bit. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, Tampa being 2 points back and 5 games at hand is terrifying.
Mark, I believe we are streaming on YouTube. I'll go check, and if we are, I will send you the link on Twitter.
I believe we're on the PTP YouTube and not the
Oh, is that where we are?
Bruin YouTube. Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay. Let me see. My phone's about to die. God damn it. Let's see.
Oh!
See, actually, Mel, that's okay because then I can look up and I can see.
Yeah.
That was pretty close. What line is that? Is that the fourth?
No, first. Lindholm
Not even
Pasta.
close. Way to be Michael. Way to be Michael.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Oh, wow,
The
they
complete
bumped Pasta down to the fourth line.
Let me see.
Oh, Wallstrom's out. I'm dialed in now.
Yeah, Wallstrom. I'm kind of hesitant to judge Wallstrom yet, just because I feel like he hasn't really gotten any consistent playing time. But
Well, we know that if this goes into a shootout, who they should have going as their first shooter.
yeah, oh my god, dude!
Imagine he pulls that shit out.
Awesome.
I love the Bruins social media team. I think they do a phenomenal job. I think the greatest piece of content that they could have done was just to have him recreate that move, like just with an empty arena, just go out until you do it, like and just recreate that move. I think that'd be so sick.
And they could get that same kid to come back playing. He's like an accountant somewhere. He's got to lace him back up and go back in the net. Have Oliver Wallstrom come down on him.
He was playing for the Starhawks. He's probably working for the Hudson DPW.
Yeah.
That's not a shot.
Hey!
No. Hang on. That's not a shot at DPW workers. I love our blue collar guys. I'm a freaking mailman, dude. Like, not a shot at anybody. I'm just saying.
Oh my god!
Maybe he's working
Yeah,
at
I wonder.
Lando's. Who knows?
Honestly, that has to be a thrill for him. Like someday he can, tell his kids, it's 71 of the Bruins there. He scored the most humiliating goal against me you've ever seen.
Either that, or it's like every time he sees it pop up on YouTube or like Twitter or YouTube, he's like, "God damn it!" Like,
Not a,
not again. Like,
I didn't get any royalties from this.
he has to change his name. Let me see.
No more Hudson DPW for him.
No. Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh boy. Clicking on a bunch of random stuff right now. Boom. Boom. All right, so we are at a commercial break right now. Still 1-0 Toronto. Who is it? Jake McCabe with the goal?
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Prolific NHL goal scorer, elite NHL talent, Jake McCabe, putting one right
Jake
past Jeremy
McCabe.
Swayman.
Just another one of those studs Toronto's got.
Unbelievable. I don't know. We're playing fine. I think that was just kind of a breakdown in the offensive zone that led to a goal. Not really on Swayman. Just kind of a breakdown in the D zone, but
Yeah, I agree.
stream's coming back. What are they showing? Marner?
Yeah, Mitch Marner. What do you
Ew.
think? What do
Ew.
you think Chicago is going to do with Taylor Hall? Would he be a guy you'd be interested in bringing back?
Jess, what do you think?
I've heard people say that it was kind of like it wouldn't be the same anymore if you brought him back, and I kind of agree with that. I feel like I don't know. I don't really care to have him back, but he's a good player. But yeah,
Yeah, I think honestly, McJoink coming in. Shout out McJoink. Tell me a butt wipe.
McJoink. You follow him on Twitter at McJoink.
McJoink. What was I gonna say? I think his time here is kind of over. Like it was a fun run while he was here, and everybody loved him for good reason. He was an amazing player, and he was loved by the fan base. But again, kind of one of those older guys where if you're trying to look to the future, not really the guy you want to lose assets for.
Yeah, I liked Taylor Hall a lot when he was here. Did you hear his interview with Nick Foligno when they were they on? I think they're on What's
What was it?
Chaos or
What
something.
Chaos with Pete?
What Chaos? Yeah, and they were talking about like the team that they had 2 years ago, and they're like, you could see a little sadness in their tone, but they're like, man, like boy, did we blow that, huh?
Yeah.
Like, and it's interesting because like obviously like as fans, it was hard, for us to watch that when the disaster what happened in the playoffs. But to hear that from two former players who are a big part of those teams who are now no longer with the Bruins, to hear them how candid and open they were about how much they blew that, it was it hit pretty hard. I was like, damn. And to see where we are now and where they're at right now in their careers.
Yeah, I didn't get to listen. I don't know why I didn't listen to that interview. I have plenty of time on my mail route to just throw something on. Have you heard of Tim Dillon, the comedian Tim Dillon?
Oh, his name sounds familiar. I gotta look him up. Hang on.
I've been listening to a lot of him lately. He's a lunatic.
He's not what I thought he would look like.
It's hilarious. Yeah. Joe Keller says, "Oh boy, here comes the power play. Decline the penalty." Let's see if we can make it 5. Shots.
What would you do if you could decline the power play? Run a little contest, do a chuck-a-puck or something, and
what? Each player on the team gets a ticket to the 50-50 raffle.
Funny.
No, they could do like they have the pucks under the helmets and they move them all around. And but they do like 15 of them, and if the Bruins are able to get one right, they get a goal or something.
Yeah,
I'd rather do that than have a power play.
No, what they do is Joe Sacco and the head coach of Toronto, I forget his name right now, because they fired Sheldon Keefe, but they play tic-tac-toe on the jumbotron, and then the winner of tic-tac-toe either kills the penalty or they get a goal.
That's a lose-lose for the Bruins because they can't kill the penalty, and the goal wouldn't help them either.
No. All right, let's go.
What do you think about next year for coaching wise? Do you think Joe Sacco comes back? Do you think they look around the league? What do you think happens there?
I don't think he comes back.
You don't think so?
No.
I wonder if the Bruins do look elsewhere. I wonder what that means for Sacco. Do you think he goes back to his role as an associate coach, or do you think he's had a bite of the forbidden fruit? Now he wants to go try to be a head coach somewhere else.
You can go.
No, Jess, you go ahead.
I don't think he's gonna come back, but I just don't know who you would replace him with.
The only person who I am vehemently saying no to is Joel Quenneville. Like, there's just too much, stuff around him and what all that. Like, just don't even. That
would be a good question for Davis when he gets here, because I know he's pretty tapped into college hockey to see what college hockey coaches are out there who are maybe ready to take the leap.
Mick Joink.
Yeah, do that.
It's gonna be hard to fire Sacco after we win the cup.
Honestly, I mean, it was pretty hard to fire Montgomery after the 2 seasons he had. Pretty hard to fire Julian after he won a cup. If anybody would do it, it would be the Bruins.
I don't even think that we fired him. I think he was more just like, guys, like, I do not want to be here anymore. How much more obvious can I be? Like, fire me,
I'm going
please.
to St. Louis.
Yeah, guys, I have a house down there already. Just fire me, please.
I'm winning Monty. I'm leaving.
How many more games do I have to lose to fire me?
How much is it going to take?
Yeah. Mark said he comes back with success, but if he cannot get this team to seriously turn this mess around, the team will look elsewhere. Actually, this is a question for Mark too in the chat. Would you think that he would come back as like an assistant or an associate, like we said, or do you think he would just kind of look to become a head coach elsewhere? Because I would still love to have him as an associate.
And well, that's what I was curious too, because he was the head coach of Colorado for 4 years. He was like a Jack Adams finalist, comes to Boston. He's here for like 10, 12 years as an assistant coach. I would think along the way somewhere, maybe there was a chance he could have, like, I wonder if he stayed because he always thought he was going to get the opportunity to be the next coach or something. Because that's a long time to be here as an assistant coach when you were a former NHL coach for 4 years. Yeah. So I don't know, man. If like if this totally falls apart this year and the Bruins miss the playoffs, I think he would come back as an assistant coach. But like if the Bruins make the playoffs, maybe they lose in the first round or even the second round, and the Bruins decide to not bring him back, he might want to go elsewhere if he thinks he has another shot at being a head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to tweet this out, but I'll say it here first before I hit send.
Oh, thanks.
How nice.
Can we please, for the love of God, create a power play strategy that does not involve force feeding Pastrnak the one timer? Like every team knows that's what you're doing. Like,
yeah,
hello, do something else.
Maybe they could put Brazeau in front of the net like they used to do with Chara, just have him stand there and tee up shots from all over the place. It really hurts not having Bergeron. And I know we talk about him in he's Jesus Christ in skates, everything he did for this team, this organization. But not having Bergeron as the bumper guy, he was such a force there. And they definitely missed that part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're with you, Emily. Still over the pasta every PP setup.
Thank you. Shout out to Causeway Chirps. They're coming on for the second period. But it's ridiculous. Like when every single team knows that that's what you're doing, like it's as if here comes an analogy. It's as if you're fighting ISIS and you in the United States in the United States tweets out, "Hey, we're gonna attack ISIS at this location."
I'm just gonna take him off for that one. That was a little too close. That was a little too close there, Sully. Oh, I had to send a revenge for that one.
I'm just saying, if you're the great General Patton, you're not gonna tell the enemy what you're gonna do. They already know what you're gonna do. Do something different. Surprise attack.
You could have just said that, Mike.
I could have.
I'm so confused how you were gonna tie ISIS into that analogy.
I'm getting cuts in the chat.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh my god.
It makes sense though. It makes sense though.
Davis.
Oh my god.
Little history lesson for here on the Something's Bruin round table too. General Patton fighting ISIS. I just got suspended for
there's almost never a good time to make an ISIS analogy, but you might have picked one of the worst times to possibly talk about ISIS.
This is the worst time to know.
It was the first analogy that popped up in my head. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it made sense.
Wait, what was even the point of what you were saying? I don't even remember.
If you tell ISIS your battle plans beforehand, if you tell ISIS your battle plans beforehand, they're going to leave or they're going to defend against it. If every team knows that Pastrnak is going to get fed the one-timer, they're going to defend it. Figure something else out.
That's insane. You could have picked any country in the world for that analogy, and you picked a terrorist organization.
Send in the Green Berets, a.k.a. Justin Brazeau, and he'll get it done for you.
Brazeau will fight ISIS.
Because they won't expect it. Yeah, Brazeau's going to defeat ISIS.
Oh, my God. We should get Zach to join.
My cousin Zach?
Yeah.
No. He was kicked out episode 3 of this podcast history. He's never coming back.
Oh my god. Oh, brother.
I thought it made sense.
It does. It just
it's one of those things that when you really digest what you're saying, you think about it. I still don't get it, but I think you're on the right track, trade of mine there.
I've seen the Bruins ISIS. Reporting in from Greatest Bar. Hey, shout out Greatest Bar, great establishment.
This is why I was talking about Taylor Hall, because I was watching Oliver Wahlstrom do his thing out there. Does he give up 71? I don't know.
Actually, that's a good question. I mean, he's not coming back, but just hypothetically,
They would probably have to do some sort of competition. They would put the puck under the helmet. And they would move it all around, and whoever gets it right.
trick shot competition. Trick shot competition.
If anyone's following, World Juniors, Gabe Perreault just scored for the U.S.
Oh, let's
Nice.
go. Actually, Jess, I actually have a question about that because I haven't been watching a lot of the World Juniors. But I know you have.
Mhm.
Who are like the top 3 guys on that team right now for Team USA?
So, in my opinion, I feel like it's definitely Ryan Leonard, obviously, James Haggins, and then I feel like this World Juniors, Danny Nelson has been kind of like a underdog. Like, no one expected him to be this good. He's been impressing me, but honestly, you got to just go with the BC line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course.
Danny Nelson, huh?
Yeah.
Did you watch that Canada collapse the other day?
I loved that.
That was pretty nice. I don't think I was retweeting things like crazy after that game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, he's an Islanders draft pick, 49th overall to the Islanders in 2023. Plays for Notre Dame. Oh. Oh wow, he actually is going. He's kind of going off.
Is Cole Eiserman playing?
Yes. I mean, I think he's okay. Yeah, but he's definitely not the top guy in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's not because he's a BU guy. It just, I just don't like the top guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 50 seconds to go in the first period. Still 1-0 Toronto. 11 shots to 8 shots in favor of Toronto. I feel like there's been a pretty good pace to this game, though. I feel like they're not like.
Wait, what are the shots for you right now?
9-11.
Oh, I thought you said like 8-10 or something.
It was 8-11, but I'm behind you a little bit.
Sorry.
Let's try to get one before the end of the period, huh? 20 seconds to do it.
That would be nice.
Uh-oh. No. I meant Boston, not Toronto. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
No
brother.
No way. No way.
You, Mike. Come on.
Oh, my God, Freddie.
Ooh.
Dude, what is he doing?
The classic Sully curse there.
What was he doing right there? Why would you fire it in front of the net like that with 3 seconds?
Because he wants to go to St. Louis.
Yeah.
Jesus,
He was trying to push a trade to play in that Winter Classic. All right.
Jeez Louise, guys. Jeez Louise. That's all I gotta say. Let me see here. Jess, we'll probably have you stay through the first intermission if that's okay with you.
Okay, that's okay.
Sweet. So with the World Junior stuff, I know the Bruins, they don't have any prospects, right?
No.
On any team?
No, I don't. Yeah, no. Nothing. I mean, we've just I feel like we've missed out on a lot of first rounders, to be honest. And
yeah,
it's most of who's playing.
Pasta's aged out.
Yeah.
Wait, what was this comment? How are the Bruins prospects doing in the World Juniors? Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Chris Davis, Gabe Perreault, what a goal.
Mm-hmm.
Mark said Jason, haha. McJoink at McJoink said Freddie trying to break the goalless streak. What's Bruin? Chris Pelosi was one of the last 3 cut from USA. Okay, so we were close.
Quinnipiac guy.
Freddie, shout out Freddie for MVP. Step up bees.
Actually, Nick.
I knew it was coming.
Well, no, I have something funny. Hold on.
It's going to be the college hockey rankings.
No, because you told me that Quinnipiac.
I said by January 5th.
No, you said January 1st.
No.
Yes, you did.
Roll the tape.
Look right here. You can't see it, but it says January 1st.
Damn
You
it!
just can't see it.
I'll
Could it-
proofread
could it be
it.
like-
It says January 1st. I proofread it. It said
Yes.
Quinnipiac lost 5-1 to Northeastern tonight too. So I'm glad Chris Pelosi didn't go.
Chris Pelosi. Any relation to Nancy Pelosi?
Stock trader Nancy Pelosi.
I was gonna
I'm
say
not
that,
sure.
but I didn't. I wasn't gonna say it.
I'm not sure if there's any relation there. I wouldn't think so. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure he's Canadian, but we're talking about him making the
We're talking about
team,
Team
dude.
USA. Mel gets suspended for a second. When the Bruins are over, Mel can come back. All right, he's back.
It's the Dayquil, man.
Wait, Mark, what did I say? Wait. What did I say? What did I say? Also, Baz says you guys are super delayed. Super delayed on the game? Is that what you're talking about?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm
too.
watching it on my computer.
I have it on Tessa's computer because I got the live stream up on my laptop. I got it on the monitor, and then I got Tessa's computer.
Did
here.
either of you see the sandbagger that Razor and Tuukka Rask were on?
I did. I didn't finish it, so don't spoil it because I want to finish it, but I'm like halfway through it.
I won't spoil it, but I've missed Tuukka Rask since he left, but nothing made me miss Tuukka Rask more than watching that sandbagger because his chirps, his confidence in himself, his aggressiveness. I mean, he's like a killer, and they're on a golf course. Could you imagine what he was like? The things he would say to players when he was on the ice.
Dude, he threw a milk carton on the ice.
Yeah, and he slammed his stick over the bench.
Yeah. Actually, that it's funny you say that because one of the things that stuck out to me when I was watching that is like he was giving it to Whitney. Like I don't think he likes Whitney. He was like,
well, it's funny too because goalies like it's like a trope in hockey that goalies are weird, you know, and like pretty much every goalie I've ever met is weird. My brother's a goalie, so I feel like I can say it. And Tuukka Rask, I feel like he's just not. He doesn't fit the mold of most goalies. Like the way, like he's a psycho. Like the things that he says, he's like trying to get in players' heads. He loves the energy. He loves giving people shit. And it was such an unappreciated and unvalued part of Tuukka Rask's game is having that lunatic in your locker room. I feel like that he had something that it's hard. You very rarely find in goalies, and that was one of my favorite parts of his game. And then to see that, like we haven't heard from Tuukka Rask or seen him play now in a couple of years since he retired, and to see that in full force, just playing golf, like he was up to 10 playing golf with a couple of guys. Imagine like the things he was saying. If he was mic'd up for behind the B, like I wish we got some more moments to hear what the hell he was saying to some of those guys.
It's probably a good thing that they didn't really mic up the guys that much back in those days.
They probably did mic up Tuukka Rask and just couldn't use any of it because of the shit, the shit that he was saying. Like imagine that 2011 team mic'd up with the psychos and that fourth line and everybody that they had.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god. Dude, I don't want to reminisce, and Mark, I guess this is the nostalgia part for you, but like I wish they had mic'd up that 2011 team like more. Like just put it on the fourth line. Thornton, Kaye, Campbell. Just
or like
put it on that line.
When they went to the bar after they won the cup and blew like $750,000 or whatever that paycheck was, have them mic'd up there.
I wish
follow
I was
them around.
one.
If Elaine was following them around with recording TikToks of them in the bar.
Be like, get up on this table and do like a TikTok.
No, do the keg stand again. Hang on.
Yeah, no. Shout out to Elaine because the social media team for the Bruins is incredible. Literally incredible. Yeah. The TikToks that they make and just like everything that they do. Honestly, because a few years ago, I don't know if obviously I don't, but I don't know if she was just hired a few years ago or what, but
it's taken a huge jump the last couple of years.
Giant jump, dude. It's amazing.
I'd say like especially like Boston sports teams like Bruins, Celtics, Sox, and Pats, forever, our favorite team's social media pages were so dry. Like it was just like they would tweet articles, they would tweet pictures, It was very like cut and paste, very cookie cutter. And like I so badly wanted to be a fan of one of those teams that was like creative and fun and would do stupid shit. Like the when they were in San Diego, like the San Diego Chargers used to tweet a bunch of funny stuff. Like now they're in LA and they had their when they announced their schedule, I think it was last year or the year before, they made like a whole custom video to make it look like an anime. And like the Buffalo Bills, like they do like all this like hilarious, like they jump on like total brain rot trends on TikTok and record some of the stupidest shit with Josh Allen. And the Bruins haven't gotten there yet, and they don't necessarily have to, but like it's cool to see like the personality side of a lot of these players through just like even like doing something stupid like lip syncing like a Sabrina Carpenter song on TikTok. It's funny to watch like Mason Lohrei like have to do that shit or something, you know?
Yeah, like I remember, like it used to be. I feel like the media team that was in charge of the account beforehand, like before Elaine and before that whole team, they were more on the passive side of things, almost to the point where they were like, no, like we're the Bruins, we're an original six team, like we can't be doing these things. And then obviously the world evolved and this is the main way of doing things. So the Bruins adapted and it's been amazing. Like I still feel a little bit cringy from time to time when teams will tweet out like I guess like chirps, I guess, at other teams' media accounts. I'm like, I can do without that. But like the promotions and stuff like that, I love that stuff. It's just it's new age media. That's what it is. It's the new guard. The old guard is kind of, thank you for what you've done, but there's a new age now.
It's time to modernize. Yeah.
Kevin!
I think my favorite
let's go.
I always love the classic Tampa Bay Lightning tweet when they lost, they got swept by Columbus. We don't have the words to say, and you don't want to hear them. Whatever it is, whenever like the most minor inconvenience in my life happens, whether it be like my favorite sports team losing or like I dropped an egg or something, like while I'm cooking, I'll like tweet something like that with like no context, and it always makes me laugh.
You eat your final crab rangoon or something like that.
Yeah. I gotta find a crab rangoon
one
spot,
place in the world to get a crab rangoon from. Where would it be?
China Taste. They're not there anymore.
Well, they're not there anymore, so you can't pick them.
Then Market Basket.
Huh?
Well, you said my only. Okay, Market Basket would be my. I think they have the best goons in the game right now.
Kevin, Mike, Mel? Can you read that for me, please?
No.
I don't know.
It's the glass. It's the blue light
probably
glasses.
the glasses. It's the blue light glasses. Shout out to Tess again for getting me the blue light glasses. Maybe. I don't know. You tell me. Did I? I don't know. Maybe. It's possible. I don't know.
Czech just scored.
Who did?
Czech.
Oh, who are they playing?
It's USA versus Czech.
Oh, yep. Take me out.
that was rookie mistake.
Yep, that's my bad, guys. How do I switch this? Okay, there we go. So is this, dude? This is the first time that I really haven't been watching World Juniors at all. What round are they in right now?
So it's the semifinals.
Oh shit!
So basically, if we win tonight, then we go to the gold medal game against Finland because Finland won against Sweden, like I think a couple hours ago.
That's right, because Canada didn't even medal.
No, yeah.
What a joke!
Isn't it in Canada too?
Yeah, it's in Canada in their home crowd, and they didn't even medal.
That's crazy.
Canada, oh Canada, you suck.
Practices constantly, like they wouldn't practice after they lost to Latvia, and then they lost to us, and they didn't go to practice, and then it's like they were in a do or die game, and they didn't practice. So it's like it's kind of like on you.
Did you tweet about that? I think I saw you tweet about that, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you not practice?
I was just blown away by like that because I just don't get how you don't do that.
It would be a good time for the Canadian hockey Twitter account to tweet the we don't have the words, and we know you don't want to hear them right now.
I want to talk about this really quick because I've noticed this as well. Every time they show Swayman, he's smiling. For some reason, that bothers me.
Have you seen his paycheck? I'd be smiling too.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a good point.
low key though, it bothers me too. Like, buddy, you're like, I don't want to get into it because I'm gonna say things I don't mean. But
No. I'll keep my finger over the remove button.
all right,
Just don't make any more analogies
I'll keep my finger. I'll keep
or
my finger over
or
the
mock
button.
trades.
I won't bring up ISIS again.
Oh, there you go. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Jeremy Swayman. Okay, let me compose really quick. So this was the quote. This was what was brought up. Every time they show Swayman, he's smiling. For some reason, that bothers me. Okay. He held the team for hostage, basically for ransom, right to the beginning of the season. Which, fine, get your money. I'm not mad about that. That doesn't bother me. I understand. Get your money. But then you can't like come in cocky and act like you own the place. Like now you need to show up and play. Like this is the worst season that you've had ever after you just signed an 8x8. Like don't smile, don't joke, go in the net, play your game and be a stud. Like don't get in there and act like you just signed this gigantic contract, although you did. Hand up, that's true that you did, but don't act that way. It bothers me. It does bother me, and I know people are going to disagree with that, and that's fine. It's okay, but it bothers me. Just you're playing like shit. Kind of act like you're playing like shit. Like you have something to prove.
Well,
that's what
would you how would you feel if he was like moping around the ice and like
moping is different,
moaning all the time?
Moping
because
is different.
I feel like part of really of I mean you could say for any athlete in any sport, but like especially being a goalie is being able to like turn a new chapter. If you struggle one game, you have to be able to come back next game and leave that in the past and learn from it, and you can't dwell on it. Because if you're giving up 3 goals in the first period and you just shit your pants, if you can't compose yourself and slam the door shut, you have no chance of winning. And I feel like that's just part of the goalie experience. They're a little weird, they're a little psycho, but I would rather him smile and come into every game with a fresh attitude, if that makes sense, than be like, God damn it, like I got a sub-9 goals against average and moping and bitching and complaining about his numbers or what have you. And I'm not saying that he would, but just to look at the other opposite end of the spectrum, I would rather have him smiling than being like, fuck this.
I will say moping is different. If he was moping, that would make me even more mad. I'd be like, dude, like you just signed $8 million. Like stop moping around. But he's not doing that. So that is a positive. But what I'm assuming this is Nosek. He said Swayman's agent did his job in negotiating the best possible deal for his client. For sure, 100%. But at what point does Swayman step in when preseason starts and training camp starts? What point does Swayman step in and be like, I don't care. Like, just get a deal done. I need to be out there with the boys. Like, that's it. That's where I stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you and I.
Okay.
Oops.
I know, Sally, you and I have also talked about how what kind of what kind of impact the off-season escapades with this whole contract negotiation and the whole war in the media, and even national media is talking about it. The Bruins are negotiating in bad faith, and then all of a sudden now it's Swayman's fault. I mean, how much of that maybe affected? Obviously, it looked like it affected Swayman's start to the season in some point, but how much of that do you think could have affected the locker room as well? And from everything that they've put out on social media, like everything we've seen from the team, it looks like it hasn't.
I don't think it did. I don't think
like right after he signed that contract and he hopped on the plane, I think he dapped up every single player who was there. But I don't know. Maybe they're putting on a brave face for the cameras.
I think that they were happy that he was on the team. I don't think it caused a rift within the locker room. I think it's just part of the business essentially.
Or do you think maybe not directed towards Swayman, but do you think maybe Neely's comments towards the media, maybe on the flip side, had the team feeling some kind of way about management?
Maybe.
Yeah. I think if anything, that would do it. Yeah. I feel like that would have an effect, if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I think too. Like, I don't think the team itself was annoyed by it. Maybe they were a little bit like, dude, like, come on, like, we got a season to play. Like, we need you here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's the business. Like what No Six just said. He thinks that Neely's comments pissed off the room. For me, as somebody who's a fan of the team, that fired me up.
Yeah, no, I loved it.
Fired me up.
I can and it felt like that was the comment that got everything moving. Like I obviously you and I, none of us are in the room. We don't know what the hell was going on, but it seemed like we were hearing nothing in terms of negotiation all summer. All we were hearing was that they were far apart or what have you, and then there was a report that morning from WEEI that Swayman was going to sign that day. He was going to sign his deal. And then no less than a few hours later, there was like a war of words in the media. And then, shortly after that, finally the deal gets signed. But, if that's what it took, those comments to make the deal happen, then so be it. But, you got to think that it had some sort of effect, like Nosik was saying, within the locker room.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. 1 second. I'm just trying to tweet this out really quick. I can't multitask. Perfect. Let me see here. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, so second period is starting, which means the Causeway Chirps pod will be joining us, Emily and Liv. Jess, you want to plug your stuff really quick before we jump over to the next guest?
Yeah, you can follow me at Overtime Chicks on Twitter and Instagram, and then new episodes every single Tuesday. So thanks for having me on.
Of course.
Yeah,
Anytime,
thanks for coming
Jess.
on.
Thank you for plugging me into my my lack of World Junior knowledge too. So
Thank you for holding him accountable with his analogy as well.
yeah, that too. Thank you I got suspended twice in the first period. That's crazy. All right, see you, Jess.
Bye.
See you, Jess.
All right, so second period. Oh, I gotta switch to the other media thing, but second period is here, which means the Causeway Chirps are here to join us. So Liv and Emily are here. What's going on, guys? How are you?
Great.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Not too bad. What did you guys think of that first period?
We were fast, at least a little.
Right? Like we weren't necessarily like outplayed, right?
Yeah. It's the small victories at this point.
We weren't terrible.
We weren't terrible.
They almost scored a couple minutes into the game.
I thought we had that within the first seconds with Pasta's almost. I thought Wall was knocking it in himself. I was celebrating until I wasn't.
Yeah. No, I was too. I think with a team like Toronto, you're only down 1-0. Second period's just starting. I think you need to buckle down and just kind of get some ozone time right now.
For sure.
Yeah, and ideally not take a penalty either.
Yeah, let's stay out of the box, please.
Or let's not draw a penalty either, since that doesn't seem to work.
Wait, I don't want to power play.
We're not good on
that too.
5 on 5.
Yeah.
Let's all be on our best behavior.
Yeah, everyone just.
Freddie is getting into a fight. It is happening.
I'll take anything at this point. Just look alive, I guess.
He might need a fight right now, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. That's why when he was getting into it, I used them very lightly.
We'll put the apostrophes.
Yeah. I'm excited though, because I feel like Domi is that guy. he's that type of guy that'll just, mess around with people too. So it's good chance. I'll take it.
You would never make me like that man.
No.
I lived in Arizona and was an Arizona fan when he was on Arizona, and I did not like that man.
R.I.P. Coyotes.
Gone enough for 5 more years. We'll see you again.
Yeah, I mean, Max
My little
Domi.
Coyotes puck forever. Just
Oh no way! That's sick. Wait, that's awesome.
yeah. So I lived in Arizona for a couple of years, and I worked in property management at the time. And a bunch of the people that worked for the Tucson Roadrunners, like Tucson Roadrunners had just come back to Arizona the first year I lived there. A bunch of the people that worked for the team lived at one of my properties, and a bunch of the players lived at another one of my properties. And then one of the girlfriends also worked with me. So I had basically 3 season tickets to the Roadrunners, and then the staff would get free Coyotes tickets. So I was at games all of the time. So like this is all Roadrunner stuff. This is Roadrunners. This is Roadrunners. I have like 4 Roadrunners jerseys. One is signed, I think, by Michael Bunting, maybe?
Oh no! Michael Bunting!
Not Bunting.
It's awesome.
I know. And Dylan Strom, because they went to the AHL All-Stars in 2019 in Springfield. And then one of my best friends lived in Boston. So I went up and we went to the AHL All-Stars that year.
Damn. Toronto just scored again.
I hate Toronto.
Fuck, dude.
Oh, no, I'm kidding. I just had to say that.
Because
Who scored right there?
I think it was Nice.
I think it was Nice, yeah.
Oh, was
The
it?
Bruins have yet to score a goal against Toronto this year.
Which, are we going to now go on the... I hope they don't call that. Zadorov, like, kind of hit him in the face a little, but I don't think they're going to call that. Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. How did that go in? Dude.
That's tough.
It just...
That's a gross one.
He hates
That's
us.
gross.
Like, it's almost like a no-brainer that he's going to score against us.
I hate him, too, so...
Yeah, the feeling is mutual. The feeling is mutual.
Emily, can I ask, when you were in Arizona, what was like the hockey? Oh, the Howie bump. Geeky scored.
There we go.
I'm on a delay. No, I hate that.
Oh, sorry.
No, me and Nick are lined up, and you guys are like a little bit behind.
Yeah, I think me and Liv are on
you.
the same thing because he just scored.
Yeah.
I'm not good at keeping it quiet.
I can't do it. I told Sully earlier that I would try to not spoil anything, and as soon as something happens, I yell.
Nasty too, actually.
Well, I live in Florida,
that was
so
a
I
nice
get
goal.
all out of market games, so I can watch everything through ESPN unless it's on NHL or TV.
Okay.
But with that, I always have like a 30-second delay on ESPN.
Yeah, I wait, you live in Florida, you said?
Mm-hmm.
What part of Florida?
I live in Panama City, so I'm in like the Panhandle.
Oh. I
So
think
my
my
uncle-
niece is at Panama City Beach right now.
Yeah,
Oh, no way.
that's me.
Yeah.
I
What do
reckon
you
she can come see me. Actually, I only do that like 5 hours a week, but yeah.
My uncle lives in Cape Canaveral, so he's always standing outside.
Oh, the
watching all
Rockets!
the rocket launches. Yeah,
Yeah.
he loves it. He's a nerd, dude.
Sitting out front with a cup of coffee, watching the Rockets take off.
He'll FaceTime me every now and then. He'll be like, "Look it, they're shooting him up." I'm like,
That's
"Oh my
hilarious.
god, Uncle Guy."
I was gonna ask Emily, when you were in Arizona, what was the hockey culture like out there? Because I know when I went to Vegas like 3 years ago, and I feel like it's such like a misconception that like hockey isn't big in the desert. And I know like it doesn't help that Arizona just lost the Coyotes.
Yeah.
But when I was in Vegas, like every house was hanging a Golden Knights flag. All the cars had like Golden Knights license plate holders. And I was talking to some guy who I actually think he was from New York. He was somewhere from the Northeast who moved out there. And he was saying like he immediately got season tickets. Like they go crazy for the Golden Knights out there. And I wouldn't have thought that given their location.
Yeah, I think Arizona is a little bit different because you do have one of every sports team. Like it's similar to Boston where you have one of every professional sports team in Arizona. I can say at least for Tucson, So I had lived there 2016 to 2018, and the Roadrunners had come back to Tucson 2016. They had previously been in Phoenix or Tucson, and then Springfield bought the team. They went out to Springfield, then they came back. I can say the people in Tucson were so excited to have that affiliate team again. People had like jerseys from when it was the Phoenix Roadrunners or the Arizona Roadrunners. They were so excited to have that affiliate team again. And Tucson in general, what was I going to say? Really loved having a sports team because like you have University of Arizona sports, but that's it. And you have to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours to go to any of the Phoenix sports teams. And I-10 is just, it sucks to get there. So Tucson absolutely loved having that team, and Tucson has continued to rally around that team. When there was talk of summer of them being moved up to Phoenix because the owner's an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Utah wouldn't have a hockey team if he wasn't a dumbass. I have very strong opinions. But Tucson, as a community, was so angry, upset, pissed off that you're going to take away their hockey team. I think Arizona is a really special place to have an NHL team. Yes, because of Arizona itself, but also because you have so many people that aren't from Arizona that live there. Like we would go to Boston Bruins games whenever the Bruins were in town, and you get really cheap tickets. So it's really accessible for people to go to those games, as opposed to like going to a Suns game is super expensive, or going to a Cardinals game is super expensive. So I think it's a really awesome way to make professional hockey really accessible, especially to communities that aren't necessarily used to it. And when I was living there, at least, Arizona did a really great job of marketing it to other communities, to sports communities. They partnered with a lot of organizations in the area. In the past few years, that is not the case. But there was a really great time where they did so well with marketing the team. Were the seats always full? No, but I think in Arizona you have so much going on that it's if you're not marketing it to the right people, you're not going to get people in the seats. But if you're also playing up that other teams are coming, then it helps create a little bit more of a community in that.
Yeah, that's really interesting insight too, because I know I think Utah's really cool, and I think in terms of places that totally make sense for an expansion team, I think it checks all the boxes for Utah to get a team. But I love the Arizona Coyotes. They were such a fun team, and even just from like a youth hockey standpoint, like I know don't like the guy they're playing against them, but like Austin Matthews has always talked about how the Coyotes helped get him into hockey, and how that representation to help get youth players into the sport, because especially a game like hockey, like you really have to get in that game early if you want to have any sort of leeway, whether it be to play in college or at any sort of professional level. And to have it be less successful, I feel like for kids or youth players in that era, because their owner is a dumbass. Sucks.
Putting it lightly.
Like, because like the stuff that's come out about like the negligence of that guy, like they had like hundreds of thousands of dollars of like unpaid bills. They were saying that like when they would travel, like the Coyotes families like wouldn't have a hotel room. Like they had to like pay, like there wasn't food for them. Like it was horrible.
They wouldn't even pay their hotel bills half the time. I heard.
Yeah. They would just leave. How do you do that?
He owns hotels and entertainment industry things in Vegas. That is what he does for like his whatever full-time job, whatever. And he just like bought a hockey team because he was bored, essentially.
That's so gross.
It's awful. And it like when I lived there, OEL was actually on the team. It was Doan's last few years. Biz was actually working at like in the rink as like in rink entertainment. It was just like a very different time. But you have OEL, who like was a staple in that community, and the Doan, of course, are like Arizona hockey royalty. You just had Domi also played there, which whatever. But you had really great players, and they just couldn't like build a substantial team around them. I just think they never had ownership that actually truly cared about that team.
It was it was like a cartoon franchise. Like they did nothing. They did like nothing legitimate. Like they're playing in a college stadium. Even with the Shane Doan stuff, when they ripped down his banner and then threw it in a dumpster behind the rink instead of giving it to him. I don't know if you saw that. And then like a fan was like behind the arena and found it and gave it back to Shane. Like that is so embarrassing as a franchise. Like you said, like Mr. Coyote, like the greatest player in franchise history, and that's the way that they're treated. It was, I couldn't believe it. So like I love Arizona. I love the Coyotes. It would be really cool. And I also love the team in Utah. I hope they can find a way to make both things work. I would like for the Coyotes to come back, but I hope that owner doesn't get another shot. Although I know the way the contract is set up, it's weird that he can like bring the team back or something, but he's the worst. Sounds like he's the worst owner in sports.
Yeah. Well, and I want to say I saw an article. Well, I want to say I saw an article like 2 or 3 months ago that he was still like trying to purchase the land. Essentially, he didn't get the land and he was going to rescind all of his rights or whatever. He was going to give up his rights to the Coyotes. But the issue is like his contract doesn't allow him to do that. He can't like we are as like Arizona Hockey is stuck with this man. And it's so unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh, it's like he didn't think that there would be consequences for like his actions. Like the whole everything with Tempe, how like they were trying to get the team in Tempe or whatever, and they put like no effort because they just assumed it would pass, and they put like no effort behind like meeting with like local government or like speaking with the community, and they were shocked that it got shot down, and they're like, oh shit, and they just didn't know what to do. So it's kind of funny in that, right? Because like it's nice to see that like there's consequences for like this idiot's way of running his franchise, but it just sucks. It has to be at the expense of the Coyotes and all the fans out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it does. What do you guys think of the Marcus Selleck extension?
So excited about it. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Wait, I think he's also from Arizona.
I am excited to have him because I mean he's what I feel like we have been saying we've needed for like the past couple seasons. So I am excited that we locked him down because at least he does stuff, you know?
Yeah.
His birthplace is Phoenix, Arizona, just saying.
Okay.
Wow. That's a crazy poll. Wow. I didn't even know it was American.
me either.
Yeah, I think he had some grit that we desperately need.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
I'm
I
with
think
you.
so too.
I think his style of play too is I mean, you can go down the list, teams who have made deep playoff runs or have won a cup. He's not like a game breaker, but they always have those kind of players who can cause chaos and fight some people when need be.
Yeah. Well, and he does it at the appropriate times, which I think is really important. Like he's not just throwing fists every single game. Like
Matt Rempe.
Because he's gotten that under control too. It's like he's stopped getting a penalty every single game, but they've started like being more intentional about when they're fighting, and it's like to protect somebody or like to amp up the guys, as opposed to like throwing fists every single game like we had at the beginning of the season.
I almost like to compare him to, and obviously it's not the same because it's kind of a different era of hockey. But he's kind of this era's version of Gregory Campbell. Like, he's not going to fight all the time, but he will when needed. But he'll also put 110% effort out there 24/7. And he just embodies everything that it means to be a Bruin. Like, no matter what, he bleeds black and gold. He gives the effort that everybody expects out of the fourth line guys. He creates energy. And I think he's going to be a staple of the bottom six for these next 3 years.
He's got a little skill to his game too. Former first round pick. I mean, I know like his play like he shouldn't be, but like they put him at like second line a couple times this year too. So like they have a little faith that he could go out there and stick handle the puck sometimes. But and you know the fact that he can play center and wing too is needed. But just like his grit, like adding a little bit of sandpaper to the bottom six is needed because like we were talking about it pregame at Nosek or during the first period about like the Pat Maroon trade. Like I was so conflicted at the time because like I hated Pat Maroon as a player, but I was like, okay, like you know, like the Bruins like last year at the time like didn't do anything. Like somebody was like poking Swayman, they didn't do anything. Somebody was slashing in the back legs. They didn't do anything. And I was like, okay, finally. They got like Pat Maroon, this 37-year-old guy with a bad back. At least he can like fight somebody every now and then. Did not get in a single fight with the Bruins. And like, not that he has to, but like, I don't know. I was just excited for that kind of player to be in the Bruins. And now that we have Kaslik here for the next 3 years, and again, not like he has to fight somebody every game, but I think just the perception that this guy could, like, maybe might make players the other team think twice about snowing the goalie or being an asshole in the corner or what have you.
Yeah. Liv and I probably talk about this at least once an episode, and it like we always make our way back to Pat Maroon every single episode. No matter what we're talking about, we always bring up Pat Maroon. He, I think, also was a great leader in that room, especially as like a mid-season last-minute trade. He really like elevated the leadership for this team, and I wished like we still had him, or like somebody would step up and take that role. I think we still need that part of it too.
Yeah. My feelings towards Pat Maroon, I was always indifferent. Like I didn't think about him. And then when he was in Edmonton, I think it was when he was in Anaheim, I saw an interview with him, and he seemed like a good guy. Like he can make fun of himself and crack jokes, and I like that part about him. When he was in Edmonton, I think he had 1 year in Edmonton. Like if you look at his stats, it was like 5 goals, 6 goals, 4 goals. Then he had like a 28-goal season in Edmonton playing on a line with McDavid. And then, but then when he went to St. Louis in the Stanley Cup Finals and like kissing the ring, I hated him. I was like, fuck this guy. Like I despise Pat Maroon. And then when he came to Boston, I was like, all right, no, I like Pat Maroon again.
Yeah. Liv loves Pat Maroon.
Well,
Liv is Pat Maroon like number one support. Well, maybe not number one. Maybe like lower, but she's up there.
I liked when we were shitting the bed in the playoffs. Like when I'm pretty sure that's when we low-key thought we were going to pull a Florida against Toronto like last year, just like a little bit. Like I wasn't totally counting them out, but I was like a little bit nervous. And when they just like, I think the only people that were available for media one day was literally Dawn and just Pat Maroon, which was really confusing to me because I was
the Marchie fight or the whatever situation.
So I was like, okay, the fact that we're shoving him out in the media, I mean, not shoving him. I understand he was probably like, yeah, I'll go, I'll talk, because that's the type of player and teammate he is. However, I was like, oh, for sure, we'll keep him then at least for a whole season since he did come off of literal back surgery and had like this much of a season and then this much of playoffs with the team. I thought for sure it'd be a no-brainer simply because we already got rid of Foligno and that was a mistake. So I was like, we won't do it again. And then we did. So I have no faith in Don Sweeney's decisions lately.
I never know what our roster is going to look like from day to day, which is absolutely awful.
Do you guys, so with that being said, do you guys think that Cam Neely and Don Sweeney are to blame for the future outlook of this team?
Yes and no. I think the blame goes, I'd put,
it's a hard question. It is a hard question.
They're definitely, I'd say they have a big chunk of the blame simply because it starts at management and then it always has to like come back to management just to get a look at things. But also at the same time, you don't want to blame the players either. So I'm more of a management blamer than a player blamer specifically. However, I think sometimes you just watch them play and you're like, do you even know the sport? Do you want to play the sport? That part clearly is not Don and Cam, because I would like to think their intention is to always get people they think are going to wholeheartedly give 100% each night. And things happen, whatever, life happens. But so I don't know. I'm getting on a tangent now, but I would blame them. Yes. However, I give them some grace here and there because it's probably a hard job. So
Yeah.
I don't know who else to blame if I don't blame them is my issue.
Yeah.
Because like it comes down to like we knew Bergeron was leaving, right? Like you have to
Right.
fill that role in some place, and we haven't. When it comes to like draft picks, I mean, we have zero, like nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know who else I would blame if I don't blame them. I also am so over the just like their era. Like there has been nothing successful about our franchise. There's been like small successes, fully aware. But like we haven't won a cup since the duo has been in, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And see, and that's where I get kind of hung up on it because I think statistically and record wise, the Bruins have had the best record in the NHL over the past 10 years, but there's no cups.
Yes.
So where does that fall? Does that fall on the players or does that fall on Don Sweeney, Cam Neely, and the rest of the front office not being able to get it done? And it's not like we haven't been there. Like 2013, we should have won that cup. That was a terrible, awful collapse against Chicago. 2019 should have been a breeze, didn't happen. So it's hard for me. And I guess if I had to put a blame on somebody, I hate to say it, but I think it would be on the players not getting it done. Because I mean, the past 2 years, the last 2 seasons, the Bruins have had a phenomenal team.
Yeah.
The Bruins have been perennial, like at least in the last decade, they've been great, consistent playoff performers. But at the same time, it's like they're missing that one, like that thing, like the it factor. Like they don't have the it factor.
And
I know, Sully.
Close.
Right.
Yeah, and I know, Sully, you and I have talked about this before too. And like, if the Bruins, they should have won in 2019, and if they had won in 2019, and if they didn't have that monumental collapse 2 years ago,
right,
would you feel better about this team's lack of future right now if they had that proven playoff success in the last couple of years? Because it feels like those teams, like the Bruins, were okay with mortgaging whatever future they had to make a run at the Stanley Cup. And in 2019, they should have won. They had the team to do it. They had the matchup to do it. And to Sully's point and to Liv's point a bit too, like sometimes I feel like you have to put a little bit on the players at some point. Yeah. I don't put that monumental Stanley Cup Finals loss on management. And 2 years ago, that was like literally the greatest hockey team ever assembled. Yeah, I remember at the trade deadline, they were on TSN when the Bruins picked up Orlov and Bertuzzi, and they were having like a legitimate conversation of if you could place a bet today, would you bet if Bruins against the field, would you bet that the Bruins are going to win the Stanley Cup or any other team in the NHL? Like that's how good they were. So I feel like they made the moves to put the best possible team on the ice, and they certainly did that. But like at the end of the day, like, they were up 3-0 in the first round, like or 3-1, whatever the hell it was. Like it's not their fault that the team collapsed. And I feel like now, like where the Bruins, like I feel like it's more like a wasted opportunity looking at the team that they had, more so like, oh shit, like Bruins screwed themselves trading all these picks. Because I feel like they were the right moves at the time. And if they had won that cup in 19, or even if they made it to like the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years ago, I would be like, yeah, like we have nothing to show for it now, but that we don't have a immediate future now, but like it was worth it for those teams. It just sucks that it happened how it happened.
So really quick before we keep going with this conversation, there's new lines in this game. Marchand has been bumped down to the second line, so now it's Geeky, Zakapasta, Marchand, Lindholm, Coyle, Wahlstrom, Frederick, Brazeau, and Beecher, Costello, Kepke.
I like the first 2 lines better that way anyway.
Yeah, it makes way more sense.
Yes. And I think I have an answer to this, but I'm going to ask you guys for your answers. Do you think it's not like inconsistency, but going through coaches the way we have in the past few years plays any impact into that as well?
I think that's a tough question.
I don't think it does, because I think Boston Bruins have such a system that we just kind of plug coaches into, but I don't know if you guys have a different opinion.
Yeah, I don't know, Monty. When Monty came in, it was so different from like what Cassidy had brought.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
No penalty.
Um,
Sorry, I didn't mean to spoil.
no, that's okay. Oh shit! Yeah, yeah.
I keep forgetting.
Happened?
I keep forgetting that Berube's their coach, and I get like a shell shock every time it cuts to their bench.
I literally that just happened to me when they switched to him. I was like, "What? Wait."
So
he bought a ticket.
So me and Mel came up with because obviously the Bruins power play is so bad.
Yeah.
What if instead of taking the power play, Berube and Sacco played tic-tac-toe on the Jumbotron, and if Sacco wins the tic-tac-toe, then they get a power play goal, and if Sacco loses, then it's just squash. Like we're back to even strength.
And then the second option was they do the thing with the helmets where they put the puck underneath
Oh,
and they
yeah.
move them all around.
Yeah.
But it has to be the helmet shuffle for sure.
They should hire me as an assistant coach just in case that happens. I dominate those every single time they show.
Before giving us the power play, like please let us do anything else other than put out our first power play unit, please.
Oh my god.
Also, just really quick to that point too. I saw a tweet the other day. I forget who tweeted it, so if it sounds familiar to any of you guys, please let me know who tweeted this. But it said how the first unit really should not be out there for majority of the power play, yet every time they seem to be out there for the first like minute and 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. And then they put out the second unit, and then by the time they even start to look like they're going to get going and get chemistry, it's over. So
Sacco said as well in an interview recently that Pasta has the green light to stay out longer on power plays,
which I've noticed.
Oh, great!
Which
you
makes
can tell it's working really well too.
Setting up a statue and expecting it to work every single time.
Right.
Go to the statue.
Also, Elias Lindholm just got a penalty, so it's 4-4.
I was wondering. Yeah, I was like, wait a second. I thought I saw him skating there. Whatever. Honestly,
they can't do anything right on space. It's actually impressive how
they should have played tic-tac-toe, or they should have done the helmet shuffle.
The helmet shuffle, yeah.
Where's the helmet shuffle?
They would mess that up too. Sacco would think they're both playing O's or something when they're playing tic-tac-toe and lose himself the game on the third turn.
Would you guys change up that first power play unit to make it more effective?
I would put. No, I'm kidding.
Like, let me go my coach hat.
I think honestly, the loss of Lindholm is it's understated more than it should be. Yeah. I think that's what it is. Because like outside of McAvoy can't run a power play. He can't. No. Like it's just not in his nature to do so. And then outside of McAvoy, who are you going to go with? Like Lohrei?
I would love. Why not? I would love to see Lohrei get some runs.
Why not?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, can it get any worse than it's at? They're at like 12% on the power play.
Dude, they're 30th in the league. They suck.
Yeah.
Look at what we just did right now.
Right. We had a 20-second power play, and now we're 4-4. Oh boy. Here we go.
Sorry, didn't mean to get you excited there.
I'm also so over why we have no control of the puck. Like, we're just anti-magnet.
Yeah, especially Sully and I have talked about it too. Like in the defensive zone, like there's literally no Pasta went to his spot and shot it into a guy's leg. There's like no sort of urgency, I feel like, to put the puck on somebody's stick. Like I know, like for example, like we always talk about Charlie McAvoy, he's like the worst culprit of it all, where he'll get the puck behind the net and instead of like moving to his right or his left or hitting the center or the wing, he has no problem just like rubbing it around the boards right to the other team's defenseman, or like now instead of a battle behind the net, the battle's over on the boards. And it's just
always to a dead face.
Yeah, and like when they were having those horrible face-off issues, especially to start the year, like it's so demoralizing to lose the face-off and then just rim the puck around the boards, and after 10 seconds, the puck is back on the other team's stick again.
Yeah.
And when you can't do that, and then you're struggling on the power play, and you're struggling on the penalty kill, next thing you know, you're losing 8-1 to Dallas or whatever the hell it was, and getting thumped by all these teams.
Yeah.
And you can't stay out of the damn penalty box to save life.
Thank
Yeah,
God
I don't know.
a little bit better in that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think at one point Zadorov and McAvoy were 1 and 2 in the league in penalty minutes.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't even for fighting. It was just like there was one game. Oh god, there was like 1 week, like a month into the season, where Zadorov had a penalty in 5 consecutive games, and every single penalty was different. It was like hook, elbow, slash, interference, hit from behind, or something like that. Oh no, it was a delayed game.
And like
It was
how
something
many did
stupid.
they probably scored on like most of those. Like the other team probably scored on
Oh,
most of those.
Yeah,
Right.
probably.
Oh, man.
I'd like to see another Bruins goal really quickly.
I know, we need one more. Let's get one more. Come on.
Is it too much to ask for?
Like just like
Freddie, make it happen.
Whoops. Didn't mean to hit that button. The other one.
it actually maybe they'll hear it. Maybe I'll
We need one of those. Come on.
Oh, Liv, I was realizing that our magic ran out on the Freddie hat trick. It didn't happen before the end of the year. Every single other off the rail prediction we have made has come true, but the Freddie hat trick did not.
Yeah.
Everything else that we thought was absolutely insane and said in our podcast would come true, but that one, no, not a chance.
I was going to say, because Liv, you called that, right?
which?
The Freddie moment.
Yeah, well, so, you know.
And then like 2 days later, there was almost one.
Yes.
Oh!
I missed it. Wait.
Who scored?
Hit it, Sully. Hit the button.
Let's go. Let's go.
Wait, who just
It only
scored?
makes sense. It
Freddie.
only makes sense.
Oh my god!
That's crazy. Let's go, Liv. Let's go.
Can I come on every game? I need to come on every game. No. Please.
Is officially back. Go us. We're doing great.
My mom just
One more
ran
time.
into the room. She's so excited.
One more time. Let's go.
Say that I'm gonna find like $1,000 on the ground tomorrow or something next.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
That was amazing.
You can get the hat trick now.
Just for you. It was just for you.
Oh gosh. I go to the game tomorrow too, so if he wants to save one for tomorrow in person, that would be even better. I'm getting
Oh, Josh just asked. That's funny. Is the stick right there? There we are.
Nice.
Almost Hattie stick.
Let's go.
It doesn't.
That is the stick that he said on the podcast he was going to have a hat trick. He had 2 goals that game. We were so sure he was getting a third. And the next time Liv was at a practice, he had the stick specifically for Liv.
Yeah, this was, and I was getting nervous. Well, my mom is just sometimes like a little funny, and she was like, he hasn't scored since he gave away that stick. And I go, don't make me feel worse.
No, Mom. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Next
like,
practice you go to, you can give it back to him. Yeah.
Right?
Right?
Like, do you want this back?
His autograph and everything is still on it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Womp, womp, womp. We do not appreciate that here.
Look, listen. I could write a 50-page paper as to why we should not trade Trent Frederick, but I would just get called.
Give me your top 3 reasons. Give me your top 3 reasons, Liv.
Okay, one, I think it's inevitable that because we just see it happen so much. Wherever he does end up, he's going to go on a heater immediately.
Yep. That's what we were saying earlier.
Yep.
So second, because I was watching before we came on, and I forget who asked it, but I 1,000% think he's in his head like terribly about this. Like, obviously, I don't actually know the guy, but just would like to remind people, call me soft, but they're still humans too. So they're not just like channeled little like robots that can just, and they're all different. And I understand why would we not want someone that's not good under pressure, but I'd also like to offer that personal pressure for like a contract year versus like team overall pressure is very different. Like, not saying he's going to go win us a cup, the sole player, in the playoffs, but also I just think it's just it should be kind of obvious that he's in his head about it. And again, I'm not making that as an excuse, but I do think as soon as he does get the security of a contract, because I do think he would want more than 2 years. He's 26, going to be 27. He'd want a little bit of a longer one. I don't know. I just think it's a no-brainer because I always want to offer the point. It's hard to believe that someone would just go from good, reaching, if you want to call it his ceiling, fine. Even if that was his ceiling and that's as good as he got, it's just very hard for me to believe someone gets this bad in one off season.
Yeah.
It's not just he's going to be this bad forever now. So I just think it'd be a mistake to trade him because he's already been here for a while. He knows the system. I do think he's gaining a voice a little bit as well because he has been here for a few years. I'm almost done, I swear. But I just think it's good. And I know I'm biased. I know I'm so biased. People can roast me for that. I understand it. I get it. But taking a step back, do I think he's going to be traded 1,000%? Duh, I'm not stupid also. I'm just saying I think it's going to be dumb because I just think a guy like him, you almost want to keep around just because that he'll ride for the team. You know what I mean? Obviously he hasn't as much. I'd like to see him fight more or stick up for people more and what have you, but I just think he's a good overall. I truthfully think he's a Bruin, through and through. True. I don't know. But I'm done now. I'm sorry.
No, he does though. He has those kind of intangibles that resonate within the Bruins culture. He's gritty. He'll throw the body. He'll fight every now and then, but he can also score.
Right.
And that's been the most frustrating thing this year. It's he hasn't been able to find that offensive consistency.
Yeah.
But we know he's capable of doing that. So it's this weird space in the middle of what is going on with him right now and what's going to happen with him.
Right. Especially too, after watching firsthand the jump in his game the last 3 years now and hoping because he was so close to 20 goals the last couple of years now. I'm thinking, all right, maybe this year he'll get 25 and there was a position for him. The second line right wing spot was open. Yep. And I think a lot of people were excited to see if he would take another jump in his game. But I think that your first 2 points, I totally agree with. I know, because we were talking earlier about Jake DeBrusk left, leading scorer in Vancouver. Frank Vatrano's an all-star. He was a fourth liner on Boston. He's a stud now. Yeah. I mean, there's so many guys like that who have left Boston for whatever reason, and not saying that it's Boston's fault, but they just maybe find their stride or find their game elsewhere. And I know myself personally, if I was in a contract year at my job and my boss was making notes of everything I do to see what kind of contract I get next year, I would probably, grip my mouse a little tighter and be a little more nervous in the emails I'm sending. And some guys like that pressure and some guys deal with it. And I don't think it's a knock on Trent Frederick that maybe it's affecting his game a little bit, but it's not just him too. You can go through the list. There are so many guys this year who are just having weird seasons. Whether it be we've been talking about Pasta a lot about how he's far and away leading the league in shots. I think he still is. But he's second on the Bruins in goals. He's been passing up shots. He's making more passes than he's ever made his entire life. I mean, Swayman too. He's been playing dog water. Korpisalo's been playing pretty well. He's hot and cold, but there's so many people I feel you can look on this team and say they're not playing how we needed them to. And last year too, they had a better season than people were expecting because of all the players who left. And I don't want to say that they pulled a rabbit out of a hat because they were a good team on paper, but they definitely outperformed any sort of expectations that people had for them. And it felt like they entered this season with the same kind of mindset. Maybe they still had some holes on this team, especially in the top six, bottom six, they kind of got some depth there, but I don't know if they just expected it to happen again where players were like last year, there was 6 players who had a career year. A lot of players took a step in their game. And this year, it felt like those players who came back didn't, and even some of your better players were struggling. And it kind of created the slow start that the Bruins had this year. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Trent Frederick, like I still think if he can turn it around here, like he would be so valuable to. I mean, for the Bruins, but for any team come trade deadline. I mean,
Yeah.
he's the kind of player that teams would need for what he can bring, not just offensively, but like that grit and the physicality and that heavy style of hockey come playoffs. So I hope he can turn it around here for the rest of the season and he can be part of a Stanley Cup run here for Boston. But not just him, but like a lot of guys got to start picking up their play here because it's getting frustrating to watch.
Yeah.
To answer Joe Keller, 4 of his goals have been on Saturdays. 1 has been on a Tuesday.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure a lot were Saturdays. Yeah.
He's a weekend kind of guy.
Weekend warrior.
He's a weekend warrior. Yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah, right.
So third period now, heading in 2-2 tie game. What do you guys think the Bruins got to do to lock it down in the third and get this W?
More.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't even understand it. I don't know how I would explain it. How they just get so messy sometimes towards the end there. Like, towards the end of periods, they just, I don't know why that eats us so bad. Like, I don't know. So
You're not
it's not do that.
Yeah.
They just need to stay.
Let's not fall asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, like, let's be awake here. Let's stay. I don't know.
And I feel like this is my perception, is there's just like missing connections. Like I don't know what is happening, but nobody is like, we're passing to empty zones, we're losing the puck, we can't block shots, like a lot is getting to sway, which sucks. Like, just get their heads out of their asses.
Yeah.
And play hockey would be great.
Yeah.
Mr. Weekend Warrior, Trent Frederick.
I can get behind that.
Trademark.
Yeah. I mean, I think I don't want to classify this game as a must-win for the Bruins, but they're 6 points behind Toronto.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay has 5 games in hand. They're 2 points behind Boston for that third spot in the division. I feel like this would be a giant win in terms of morale. Like, for morale for the
It's a
team.
must-win game.
I was going to say, I would think it's a must-win. Just for what you were saying. Just to kind of be like, team morale. Like, we're still...
Well, and Tampa has less games than us right now, and we're barely ahead of them. I think last time I checked.
Yeah, I think they've played 5
Tampa,
less games than Boston,
yeah,
which is crazy in its own right.
They're 2 points back of Boston for the third spot.
Yeah,
So,
we were talking about that with Nosek too. I think Tampa has 3 back-to-backs in the month of January.
Yes.
Like they have a pretty hard schedule coming up.
Yeah,
here.
they do. So do the Bruins. So do the Bruins.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is a must-win game for everything that's been said as well. But I think also on like the morale side is you also have this like huge rivalry where we went how many years without the Leafs winning, and then they shut us out a month and a half ago. Like, so it's almost like they have to, like for morale, have to do something.
Yeah, no, because I mean, when they lost 4-0 like a month and a half or 2 months ago to Toronto, that sucked. Like that was a horrible game to watch, and I can't even imagine playing in that either. And like their schedule coming up too, I think they have the Islanders, and then they have like 4 straight division. I think they have Florida twice, Tampa and Ottawa, or maybe flip those Florida teams. But
Edmonton, Tampa, Florida, Tampa, Senators.
Yeah, so they have some divisional games coming up, and with all the teams so close in terms of points in those top 4, top 5 seeds in the Atlantic, it would be nice to pick up some points directly. So, like any game, like you said, any game against Toronto, it's kind of a must-win just because we hate them and they hate us.
Yeah.
But when the stakes are this high in terms of this point in the season and what's been going on behind the scenes, I think this would be a nice one to win. And it's in Toronto too, which is like double nice.
It's like cherry on top, honestly.
Yeah.
Really
The chef's kiss.
Yeah, sure.
I grew up in upstate New York, like on the border of Ontario.
You've been like all over the country. What the hell?
Okay, I'm from
Yeah,
upstate New York. I lived in Arizona, Wisconsin, Iowa, and here.
Oh my god.
It's a hot mess. And that's all since I was 21. I'm 30 now. But so I grew up with like everybody being Leafs fans or Sabres fans. And then you'd have like random life. So I just like hate the Leafs just on premise of like a lot of the people I didn't like in high school were Leafs fans.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That is fair. That is fair.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
That's a valid reason. Yeah.
You gotta have something.
So how did you become a Bruins fan if you've lived all over the country?
Yeah. So I have an older brother who's technically my half brother. He was born in Boston and his dad lives in Boston. So he is a Boston everything fan. And for his 14th birthday, we went to a Red Sox Yankees game. He's a Red Sox fan. My parents are both Yankees fans. And
I'm sorry.
Old Yankees Stadium. And I got the last Red Sox hat that they like was for sale. So my sister got a Yankees hat. I got a Red Sox hat. And history was set in stone that day. And then I just like followed whatever my brother told me in sports at that point because he was 6 years older than me and could beat me up. And then I watched the 2011 Stanley Cup win and I was like, I'm set. I'm good. This is it. This is my life from now on.
Hell yeah. It's always interesting hearing how people who aren't necessarily born and raised in New England or Massachusetts find their way to become fans of Boston sports team. Like when I was in college, my roommates were they're from New York and Philly. So one of them was like Philly everything, which was horrible because we were in college when the Eagles beat the Pats in the Super Bowl.
Oh.
And then my other roommate, he's from the Bronx, so he's a Nets fan, a Giants fan. He's a Rangers fan, but he doesn't really watch hockey like that. And then he chose the Mets instead of the Yankees. Thank the Lord. And in 2018, I think I was a sophomore in college when the Pats won the Super Bowl and when the Red Sox won the World Series. And I was watching it with the two of them. And when I think whoever won first, when the Pats won the Super Bowl, I was like, all right, I'm going to bed. And they're like, what's wrong with you? Like you just watched your team win the Super Bowl and you're not like going crazy. And, like,
it was like the third or fourth one at that point.
I'm like, I've seen 6 of them. Like I have an 8 a.m. tomorrow. Like it's not a big deal. And then when the Sox won the World Series, it was like, or the Sox won first. It was like the same thing. And they're like, oh, like are you going to the parade? You going to the parade? I'm like, no, like I always said I'll go to the next one. Like there's literally a parade every 2 years.
And then we have
and then we had a 4-year drought before the Celtics was done, which I didn't go to that parade either. By the way, whatever the next one is, I'll go to it. But
no, our house is divided on every single sport. My mom and dad grew up on the Montreal, New York, Vermont border. So my mom and dad, well, my dad didn't really watch hockey, but my mom grew up a Habs fan. And then my brother, my sister, and me, all Bruins. Baseball, they're Yankees. My brother and I are Red Sox.
There you go.
Celtics. For basketball, for me and my brother, nobody else really watches basketball in our house, but we grew up with like Syracuse basketball, so we paid a lot of attention to that, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And then football, we are all over the place. My brother and I are Patriots. My parents lived in Wisconsin for a while, and my mom converted from being a Patriots fan to a Green Bay fan.
Oh, God.
And my dad is a Cowboys fan.
Oh my God.
He's been a Cowboys fan. He's from upstate New York and he was born in Virginia.
Wait,
there's no reason for this man to be a Cowboys fan.
That
makes no sense.
The Cowboys is the Cowboys Texas?
Yeah, Dallas. Your dad is a Yankees and a Cowboys fan?
Yeah. Yep.
That's disgusting. That is repulsive.
That's tough.
Oh man.
Wow.
My grandma.
I have lived. Dad, if you watch this, I love you. I'm so sorry.
My grandma is from Burlington, Vermont, so she's right on that New York line, and she's the only one in the family who's a Yankees fan. And whenever she comes over for like Thanksgiving or Christmas, she has like this like baby blue like Yankees puffer jacket that she insists on wearing every single time. And her and my dad are like going at it. We can't really say much now because like the Yankees are good; they just won the World Series. But like man, like 2018 was our sweet spot. Like the shit that we were giving her at the table was funny, but. Yeah, that's weird being a Yankees and a Cowboys fan. That's
it will never make sense to me, and I have asked him before. Nope.
Oh God,
can't convince me.
I feel like the Yankees and the Cowboys, right, are kind of in the same like hemisphere of sports tiers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're like
huge, legendary. Like
they're like sports royalty in their respective sports.
Right.
But like it's
even
like
when they're bad, they're good.
Right.
Yeah, like running joke, like the meme on Twitter or whatever will be like the 15-year-old sports fan is like a Yankees, a Cowboys, a Lakers, and Rangers or a Toronto fan. Like they'll just like they like the Alabama Crimson Tide and they like Duke basketball. Like they just pick all the hype these teams.
Now it's like whoever's making the funniest TikToks is who they're gonna follow.
Yeah, everybody's a Buffalo Bills fan now because of their TikTok page.
Oh my gosh.
Couldn't pay me.
No, I can't stand the Bills.
No.
I do like Josh Allen though, which is why it sucks that he has to be their quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, the Bills as a whole are kind of fun.
Painful.
The Bills are fun.
A little bit. Their fans jump through I mean, I'm not an NFL fan, so I don't freaking know. But I see their fans jumping through tables all the time.
Their fans are even like there's you'll see a video every year of like a newborn baby and they'll have like a little table and they'll like dip the baby through the table to break it. They're like, oh, like the christening of a new Bills fan, like breaking the table, like he's being baptized.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's funny. So when I lived in Wisconsin, we went to I think 2 Packers games. And one thing I love as a sports fan is just going to these like historic teams arenas. And there's just so much history and it's just so cool. And their fandoms are absolutely insane. Like I just love being in like that atmosphere of sports.
I always thought the craziest thing is how there's just like a neighborhood right next to Lambeau. Like
literally.
It's in
the
their
middle
backyard.
of like all these houses.
Yeah, I think the Packers are like one of the only teams in sports that's like publicly owned or something. Yeah, like people have like actual like I own like one share of the Green Bay Packers.
I have a friend who just got one as a wedding present.
I've seen videos of like when the Packers sucked, like they're like out like I own the team, like I demand like to speak with the GM or what have you.
That's funny. Yeah, they're an interesting team for sure.
Yeah,
I wish I knew more about football. I have no clue.
I honestly only know stuff about football because I cheered in high school, and my cheerleading coach made us study football and basketball when it was basketball season. We like were required to be knowledgeable cheerleaders about the sports so that we could like do things correctly. I don't know.
Why would that be necessary?
So you could make correct cheers and not be cheering for defense when they're on offense.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of makes sense.
I only watch hockey.
Me too. I watch hockey and baseball.
I didn't even have a choice. Like I was a fan when I was like in my mom's stomach. Like on, like I don't know. So
do you guys, Emily? You definitely do. Liv, I'm not sure about you, but do you remember the 2011 team?
Yes, I was only 10.
Okay.
Oh,
We were around the same age then. Okay. I wasn't sure.
How old?
I love
if
that.
If it makes you feel any better, Jess, who was on in the first period when Sully and I were on her show, Overtime Chick, she asked us some question. She was like, it was like SpongeBob. She's like, I don't know if you guys like are too old to remember SpongeBob. She thought we were like 33 or something.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm like 25. What are we?
27.
I'm 26.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're like right around the same.
I had SpongeBob growing up.
Yeah.
It might not have been
I'm 30
SpongeBob,
and
but
my
it was.
husband is 33, and we definitely grew up with SpongeBob.
Rugrats.
It was.
Was
It was
Rugrats
like
is
it was
great.
like some question like that. I was like, what? How old do you think? And she's like, oh, just because of like I don't know. Like I just thought you were like in your early 30s. Like, what the fuck?
Like, no.
So funny.
All right. We do have to we have to move to Jason for the third period guest.
Sorry,
So
Jason.
Causeway Chirps, Emily and Liv, it was a pleasure having you guys. We'll do it again too throughout the season. So we're hoping for one of these a month. So
Do you guys want to drop your socials before you?
Yeah.
Before you leave.
You can okay, I'll go first. You can follow me on Twitter at Frent Frederick, and I'll never change that name. So
Hell yeah.
That's funny.
Ride
You
or
can
die.
find me at Hyper Emmy. You can find our podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Causeway Chirps.
yes.
Boom. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It was awesome. We definitely have to do it again. So
For sure.
Good fun.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah, thanks.
of course. Hey,
Bye.
talk to you guys soon.
For sure. Thanks, guys.
All right, boom. Now we are going to move over to our third period guest, and that is the one, the only Jason at Bass and Bruins, big time writer for Primetime Prods. Jason, what's up, dude?
What is going on, guys?
What's up, dude?
Is it
What's
is it
going
Bass and Bruins today, or are we?
Yeah,
are we
wait,
in
what are we
Bass and
doing
Bruins
today? Is it
today?
Bass or
It
Bass?
changes.
That one.
Today might be a Bass and Bruins day. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm feeling that.
I have to leave for 1 second. I gotta go to the bathroom, but I will be right back.
Oh, I was about to ask you if I could go to the bathroom. Hurry up.
All right.
How we feeling about this third period?
Optimistic.
I like it.
I'm not sure I should be, but I'm feeling optimistic at the moment.
I would just like to see a win against Toronto, preferably.
Yeah, I need a Casty goal in the worst way, but take what we can get.
Did you put a bet on this game?
Yeah, I took him as the AGS. We'll see.
I almost threw down a parlay, but I ran out of time. I've been really dry lately on my parlays. I've been losing money like crazy. I'm at the point. I had a bet a couple weeks ago. I put like my last $5 in, and I doubled it in 110. And I was like, "Oh my god, we got to ride the hot hand!" And then I had to put money back in yesterday because I was not doing very well.
Yeah, I was hot for a while when I was going to games a lot. I can't hit anything when I'm not there. That hurt.
Yeah, that sucked. It's because Sully left.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yep, goal Toronto. God damn it. They've been good this year, man.
Yeah.
They've needed the goalie play too. And dude, Stolarz, he's been on my fantasy team. He's been having a pretty good year.
Yeah, I'm
Who's
not
that?
liking
Nice.
what I've been seeing out of them this year. They kind of scare me right now.
Yeah, I always say this to Sully too, is like Toronto, I'll never be scared of them until they can prove me wrong. Like it's been how many times have the Bruins knocked them out of the playoffs in the last 15 years? Like 5 or 6 times now. And we've had the privilege of watching every single one. And even last year when it went to game 7, Sully and I were at that game and I wasn't nervous at all. We were actually sitting next to Toronto fans, and when Toronto took a 1-0 lead, we're like, don't even worry about it. Been here before until you can prove us wrong. I'm not sweating at all. And I've always said until they can actually show up in the playoffs. Yeah, they did. Until they can show up in the playoffs and prove that they can beat them, I'm not worried about it.
I was
so
in
I'll be back.
326 for that game.
Oh, you were at the game too?
Yeah.
Oh man, that was probably one of the coolest games I've ever been to in my entire. The whole atmosphere after the game when everybody went out.
Oh, let's go! Let's go! Pasta, baby, come on!
No, sick. I didn't lock it in time. All right, I'll be right back.
Let's go, Jason.
Yeah, we needed that right now.
Let's go, dude. That's a big one. That's with Pasta on the stream too. Let's go, dude. That's a big goal. Do you classify this game as a must-win?
I would definitely put it like very important. I don't know if we're at must-win yet, but like right on the cusp, definitely.
It's weird because these last 2 seasons, dude. I mean, like by this time of the year, it was like, okay, like wake me up when the playoffs come. Oh no! Oh my god! Oh
Yeah,
my
I gotta
God.
try not to react. I keep forgetting you're like 20 seconds behind me.
No, that's okay. If you react, that's fine. I was doing the same thing with Mel too, because Mel's ahead of me. I just pretend like I don't hear him.
What's weird, almost everything. It seemed like you're about 20 seconds behind me. The geeky goal, spot on.
Really?
Like, I don't understand. That's the only thing so far that it's lined up.
It's so weird, dude. I wish there was a way, like, I know obviously because of like copyright things and whatever, like we can't put the game on the stream.
Right.
But like, oh my god, it would make things so much easier if we could just have the game there. Oh man.
Yeah, I've got it going on my phone right now.
Yeah, I got it on my girlfriend's laptop.
I didn't think of that. I should have stole the iPad.
Yeah. Do you have
Game
Nessun
changer.
360?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You do? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my move too.
Little Charlie Moore outdoors.
Yeah, well, that's my second favorite, obviously. I record every episode.
Dude, did you see that bass he caught last Saturday?
Dude, it was huge. I hope
Big
he threw it back,
largemouth.
though.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh,
right,
Oh
now
my
we're-
god.
No, dude. Fuck.
What were you
How
about
does
to
that
say?
happen?
so we all
Just
agree
wait.
no bathroom breaks at all now, right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good now. Yeah, right. Yeah, we're over 2.
Do the damn, dude.
Oh, fuck, dude.
I can't
What
take the
happened?
Maple Leafs seriously with the Oreo sticker on the side of their
I
helmet.
can't either. What happened?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
It looked like it was just kind of,
McAvoy lost the puck battle.
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, that was a nice pass for Matthews, though. A little saucer. Dude, Nice is like the Bruins killer, huh? What the hell?
Yeah, he had plenty of room to put that puck. Jeez.
Yeah.
God damn it, dude.
This is the first year in a long time that I've just had a bad feeling about Toronto.
Yeah, they seem like they have kind of an aura around them
Yeah.
this year.
And their bottom 6 now is actually a little bit more. I don't know. They feel like they got a little more grit now, too.
Yeah, they're a little bit deeper.
They've
Fuck.
for the most part, they've been getting some good goalie play, too. I know that's what Jason and I were talking about when you were taking a leak, so.
Ooh. Damn it. Damn it. Come on. You just answer with Pasternak. Pasternak just answered and tied the game. Like, lock it down. McAvoy's got to win that.
Hey, Mike and Mel want to do this type of watch along the Province game? You can stream the game as you were just talking, Sully. Hell yeah, then you know
That'd be
more than
fun.
the few prospects we were listed off earlier.
I can learn a little bit. I can learn a little.
I didn't say which team gets the dub.
Yeah. All right, let's go. We need the vibes
Yeah.
up. We need the vibes up right now. Let me see.
Yeah, man, you're right. Toronto just look different. They just carry themselves different. That aura,
They
like
do
you
a
were
little
saying
bit.
this year, they haven't had in the past. I mean, regular season means nothing till you get to the playoffs. They still got to prove it there, but it'd be a tough matchup.
Yeah.
I mean, the good thing is, the Bruins are actually scoring this game, so I mean, we're not out of this game. We got plenty of time left. There's plenty of hockey to go. Oh boy.
And I like the fight back too. I like the way that they scored. I mean, I know they just gave up a goal to Toronto, but the immediate response to that third goal by Toronto was nice.
Yeah. Let's just try to do it again. Now I'm locked in on the game. Fuck.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm like, oh god, it's back. I'm looking at my monitor.
Ryan Hall, Swiss cheese, Sway, pull this bum. Definitely hasn't had a great season. I mean, can't sugarcoat it. He hasn't been great. But also, I don't think he deserves the full passion that he's had.
The team in front of him has been great either, but oh my god, they can just rip the iron. Oh my god, they're just fired from everywhere now. This is what they need to do.
That's what they should be doing all the time.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have enough skill to, like, set up plays. Like, just fucking shoot the puck and see what happens.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you see, like, what happens when other teams just fire the puck at Swayman. It goes in more often than not these days. Might as well take the same approach.
Can Lindholm catch a pass, dude? Now I'm getting irrational. Hang on, let me come back.
Can Lindholm catch a pass? Let's not get crazy.
Everybody calm down. Man. Oh.
Freddie's been playing well this game.
He's had a good game.
We've been talking about.
I think it's literally because Liv was on the stream.
I was going to say we've been talking about Geeky getting the Howie bump. I think Freddie's getting the Liv bump.
Yeah, he's been noticeable. That goal was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I worry it's too little, too late, but
yeah, I do too a little bit. I mean, even the thing that's sad. Oh, the thing that's sad is that even if we get a power play, I'm not gonna expect anything.
Yeah.
If I'm nervous.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It honestly makes me more scared than anything else.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right, here goes Pasta.
Yep. Oh! Where is it? Come on, dude. Let's go. Does Tampa play tonight? No, right?
I'm not sure.
So.
We're going to have 6 games up on Tampa now? Jesus.
Oh, no, they do play. They're playing the Kings. They're up 1-0.
Damn.
Here come the Leafs. Nice. All right. This is like the true watch along period now. We're in the third tight game. We're all locked in. 11 minutes to go.
Announce it. Do your we always talk about
Should we do a little play-by-play right now?
Yeah.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Puck goes up the blue line, dumped down low. 18 with Toronto, gets hit by Kastelik. Kastelik loses the puck. Down low behind the net is Toronto. Toronto up to the blue line. D to D. Controls, shoots, blocked in front. Here come the Bruins now. Oh, tripped up at the neutral zone. No call.
No call. Wow.
No call.
Honestly, no, that's good. That's good.
Happy.
That's good. We don't want a power play.
Bruins, Joe Sacco. Happy that he didn't get the call.
Actually, can we go shorthanded? And actually, no, that doesn't work these days anymore either.
We got play-by-play, color. And, well, we got 2 color guys right now. I was going to say inside the glass, but no, we got 2 color. Shots this period, 4-3 Toronto over Boston. 10 minutes to go in the third. Bruins down by 1. As you look at this,
they're getting shots though. They're getting good shots. They're putting it on net.
They are.
They have to work on sustaining some pressure because it's one and done almost every single time. I have no opinion on him.
About who?
Andrew Peak.
There have been a lot of times this season that I've absolutely loved him, And then there are other times that I forget that he's out there.
Right. Would you rather have Wotherspoon or Peak?
Don't make me pick that. Let me see Spoons without him.
Can I be honest
Then I'll
with
make
you?
a decision.
I think I'd rather have Wotherspoon.
Lately,
How come?
The money he's making, what, like $2 million or $1.5 million less. I think Wotherspoon
Is Peak on an expiring deal?
No.
Huh.
I think he's signed for 2 more years. I could be wrong. That's just off the top of my head.
I mean, I
Shout
don't
out
mind Peak.
E2.0.
I do like
E2.0 in the
Wotherspoon.
chat.
Yeah, I'd take that over Chris Kelly any day. At least Krejci played on the power play. I mean, damn.
Yeah, Kelly was PK. Oh, man, come
so
on.
were you saying Peak or Spoons on the team or just in a game?
Say on the team.
Yeah, Spoons.
Spoons?
Yeah.
That's what I think too.
Just for the money, though.
Right. I think they play similar games, but Wotherspoon he's making what, like $850?
I think I have Puckpedia open, actually.
Oh, perfect. Yes,
No,
boom.
said
Yeah.
Peak is better, but contract for Wotherspoon makes him a better value and is capable of playing both sides. Peak, though, is much more consistent and better overall.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Just where the team is right now, like you kind of got to make a choice, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not Don Sweeney. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I'm just an idiot on Twitter. Who knows? I don't fucking have any idea. I just spew out on Twitter whatever my brain thinks of. Who knows? I don't know.
Hypothetical trades and analogies.
For Freddie?
No,
Wait, what was
just saying in general, you spew out on Twitter hypothetical trades and analogies.
Well, E2.0 says hypothetical trade bait. Freddie, given, true. Carlo wildcard. I don't want to lose Carlo. I don't want to lose Carlo.
I don't want to lose Carlo either, but I think Carlo as trade bait makes sense. He's got value. He's got years left. He doesn't.
I
have
could
a huge
see him
cap
on a team like Colorado. I don't know why. Just one of those kinds of teams.
Who are you asking for from Colorado?
I mean,
Rantanen,
McKinnon, Makar.
All right, if we're getting Makar for Carlo, they're going to have to sweeten the pot a little bit.
They got to throw in at least a second.
Yeah. I mean,
minimum.
I would consider adding Rantanen to that as well. Rantanen Makar for Carlo, maybe. I don't know.
Well,
I really have to think about that one.
Rantanen too. You got to throw in like Frederick.
This is Crew's dad we're talking about here. I mean,
yeah. Shout out Zach. Zach's kid is also named Crew. Makar.
Is it really?
Yeah. Jason, you don't know this, but my cousin Zach was one of the original members of Something's Bruin podcast. He made it 3 episodes before me and Mel were like, you know what, Zach, this isn't working out.
Some of the stuff he was saying, dude.
Yeah.
His takes were crazy, and he had absolutely no filter. Yeah.
He had no filter. It was like, okay, Zach, you're out. You can't keep saying this.
He had, I think it was like last summer, or the summer before that, I was away, so I missed an episode, and Zach filled in. And I'm almost positive he had like a 10-minute rant about why the Bruins should trade Pasta or something. And like the hypotheticals and the players he was including was just like, what?
I couldn't even get a word in. I tried to stop him. I can usually stop him, but he was like on a total rant. I was like, Zach, stop talking, dude. You have to stop. Uh-oh. Oh, Toronto's got a power play?
Yeah.
Come on, Sway. Nice.
Good time for Zadorov to go end to end here.
He's a
little bar
ballerina.
down action. 6'6", and he's dancing like a ballerina.
Oh boy, get it
No?
out, dude. Get the. Thank you, Jesus.
What do you think is going to happen with John Tavares?
Who knows? What's he making? $11 million?
Yeah, but isn't he on an
Yeah.
expiring deal?
Maybe. I don't know.
Because I
don't know
thought
Toronto's
that's why
deal.
I thought that's why they ripped the C off this year.
What are? I mean,
He's
what a
making
terrible-
11, and this is the last year.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! John Tavares is making $11 million a year.
Dude, and when he signed that 7 years ago too, that like wasn't like people weren't making 11 mil that long ago.
No, that
But-
was like
but
50% of the salary cap.
he had Toronto Maple Leafs pajamas when he was a kid, and they and they thought that he was worth it. He's been the model of consistency though in terms of his production since he's been there. But I just think that's so disrespectful to rip the C off and give it to Austin Matthews. a year
Imagine they
before
ripped the C off of
probably gonna win.
Marchand and gave it to like Carlo. I'd be like, what the fuck, dude?
They give it a peak.
yeah.
And then Peak strut. They don't even make an announcement. Peak just struts out next game with a C on his sweater.
he leads the captain's stretch.
Put Waterspoon over me now.
I know how to fix the power play.
Osterley. Yeah, Peak. Put Peak on the bumper.
I have a sneaky feeling that this game is going to go to OT.
I think that's what Nosek said before the game started.
He
thought
did.
it was an
He
OT
did. He
game.
called an overtime game. Sneaky. Come on. 6 minutes? Come on. This third period has flown. What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get up. Oh, come on. Too much of my mental health rides on this team. It's true. It's true. I was so sad. I was so sad the first like month of the season. I was like, oh no, everything sucks.
Yeah, I was at Monty's last game against Columbus,
Oh, were you?
and that just like hung over me for probably 3 days.
Yes, dude. I'm not kidding. Like my mental health rides on the Bruins.
Yeah. And watching the Garden like 3/4 empty out with 7 minutes on the clock, I've never
That's-
experienced.
To Columbus
That's sad.
too.
To
Against the Blue
Columbus.
Jackets.
A
the worst
that
part of
doesn't
all.
even know that they have a hockey team.
Like forget Monty getting fired, losing 6-1 to Columbus.
Yeah.
And then they just did it again. They lost like 4-0
Yep.
or whatever the hell the score was the other night.
If I know anything about the Bruins in Toronto, is that we will
will
find
choke.
a way. We will
Yeah.
find a way.
Unfortunately, the Bruins don't have Bergeron and Sagan in their lineup anymore.
Sagan.
Yeah, that game 7, 2013.
Yeah. Oh my god. Let's
Yeah,
go.
Marchand overtime winner would be pretty cool right now.
That would be
Oh
sick.
man.
Get that to end the night.
Come on.
I'd be okay with regulation too. If they want to get 2 real quick, fine with
As
that.
long as the Bruins leave Toronto with a win, I don't care how they do it. Well, we were saying earlier, if it goes to a shootout, Oliver Wahlstrom, his little mini 101 move.
Yeah, just so he comes out in a Portland Pirates jersey.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh my god.
Please. 5 minutes. The Ford F-150 Final 5.
Oh brother.
We know a goal is coming one way or the other. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, what team scores?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh god. Okay.
Oh no. Oh my god.
I'm gonna try to not react, so yeah,
It's
exactly
okay.
what Nosek said.
It's okay. It's okay. The Ford F-150 Final fuck up. Yeah. How much money do you think Ford has lost in the New England area? guys, we're not selling in the New England area. What the hell's happening? Well, the Bruins fucking suck in the final 5 minutes.
It's the Bruins.
Everybody's returning their trucks. Come on.
That's not why I left my last job, but I'm going to run with that now. That's why I left the place.
just blame it on that. Just blame it on that. Come on. See, why stop? Why would you stop and try to feed him?
Oh!
Just
Sorry.
go to the net.
Trying to make
Go.
a perfect goal every single time.
Oh!
That was a good chance.
Fuck. Come on. Come on. Jason, what do you think about the Kostelic extension?
I love everything about it. Just great deal for him, I think. And 2 years from now, with the cap going up, it's already a steal. That is going to be one of the best contracts in our bottom six, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree too. Do you think it has any implications on Freddie?
I definitely think it's going to come up in the negotiations between them. I could really see Sweeney going, well, look at what Kostelic has done this year, and he took that.
Yeah.
Now let's look at what you've done. But I don't think Freddie makes it past the deadline.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's funny because at the beginning of the year, I would have said that there's more of a likelihood that Geeky gets traded than Freddie. But,
Yeah.
I mean, Geeky's turned it up, shut up, Brett. And Freddie is just a lost cause right now.
Has anybody checked his closet to see if there's any Blues gear in there?
Somebody should. Somebody should do that, actually.
Just get ahead of it. Like,
I swear to God, he's going. Like, there's no doubt in my mind he's going to St. Louis. Like,
Yeah.
right?
no, if it gets to free agency, he's absolutely going to land there.
Like, everybody knows it. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Trade me Jake Neighbors for Freddie.
Ooh.
It would obviously cost more than just Freddie, but
It would, but
I would still do it.
is he even is he on the block right now at all? Or
What's he making? Like 3.7, 3.75?
that sounds right.
I think for the next 2 years, I think he's making 3.75. If you can do like Freddie in a second for Neighbors, I would do that all day. Maybe a third.
Oh,
E 2.0 says, I will say, or I still say move Geeky while you can so you're not stuck with a cool off. Yeah, he is hot right now, but who knows what, the future holds. But I don't know, man. There's a lot of decisions to be made. Oh, shoot that, Lori! They are always looking for the perfect shot. It's so annoying.
Yeah, I was really
Yeah,
hoping
it's so
that would
frustrating.
start fading after Monty left, and
Oh my god.
Oh! Fuck! Ah!
I hope we're not watching like this script flip in real time where suddenly now the Toronto always has Boston's number. It's only
No,
2
no,
games.
no.
It's only 2 games,
Yeah.
so let's not get crazy. But still.
and it is still regular season, but they're
Right.
not a team
Yeah.
in the first round.
That's what I think too. Oh, fuck. Geeky doing a good job though in front.
Mm-hmm. Brazo.
All right, come on, 2 minutes. Come on. Come on. All right. to do this really quick.
I'm like anxious.
I am too. I'm like I'm like nervous.
I don't like this feeling.
I'm not used to this feeling when we play them.
Never.
Like Florida, sure, but
Florida, I kind of already like I go into
I go
those
in
games
against
knowing.
Florida expecting a loss. Yeah.
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 I'm like, what is Bennett gonna do to us today? Who's gonna hurt today?
If nobody gets hurt and the Bruins are within 2 goals, that's a victory.
It's kind of a win. It's kind of a win. Freddie, get out of there, dude. Fuck off, dude. Go score.
I hate Berube. So sick of his face.
Fuck. Come on, dude. What's the standings right now? I know the Bruins are 2 points ahead of Tampa. Tampa looks like they're probably going to win. I mean, they got freaking the Kings. Actually, the Kings just tied.
Nice.
The Sens have
don't
played
know.
38 too.
Yeah, the Sens are right there. Imagine the Sens and the Bruins playoffs, Swayman versus Allmark.
I'd be all right with that.
I'd be okay with it too. I think we come out on top.
I do think it makes us sweat for a few games though.
It's overtime every single game between Swayman and Allmark, 0-0. All right, let's go. We need a greasy goal. We need a greaser. Give me Brazo in front. That's what I need. Let's get the vibes up.
Wow, that was Frederick's first point since December 7th. Wow.
It felt longer than what it usually is.
That's nice. His first career hat trick.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Freddie's first point.
Good for him. It was Freddie's first point in almost a month.
Fucking crazy. Come on. This is the kind of game you need to at least get a point. Go. Swayman's off. All right, let's go.
Put Laura on wing.
Come on.
Go, Pasta. Good little bouncer on net.
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Fuck. That's it.
They left us too much time. There's still a chance.
Damn it, dude.
I believe.
It is still the Leafs.
It is still the Leafs. Right, there is a chance. There's a chance.
That's the only reason that I still believe is because it's the Leafs.
Can you imagine Bennett as a Bruin, though? We might actually get a Bruin on Hinge enough to run with the Ronaldo era. Bennett as a Bruin would actually be incredible. I'm not going to lie.
I think he'd get suspended more often.
Yeah.
Yeah. He actually might overtake Marchand for the amount of
16 games a year out of him.
He'd get the rugby treatment. 8 games
All
for
right.
rugby is crazy.
Offensive zone face-off.
Fuck, dude. God damn it.
I still believe.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes. We just need 1 goal per minute.
It's a Toyota Tundra
It's
final
possible. What should we call this? The Ford F150 turbo 2-minute Third period.
The Toyota Tundra Turbulent 2. Alliteration.
The Ford F-150 Turbulent 2.
No, Toyota Tundra.
Toyota Tundra. Sorry.
I gotta put that out.
The Toyota Tundra Turbulent 2. They would so market that on Nessun too. The Toyota Tundra Turbulent 2.
The turbulence a really fitting word for the way we end games. It's perfect.
No, it really is. It's crazy. Come on. Final 2 minutes. Final 2. It's not happening. Oh, come on. Come on.
Yeah,
Oh
my God!
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah! Let's go! The Turbulent 2! Come on!
Hit the goal song. Hit the goal song.
Let's go!
Put that back up. 1 goal per minute.
Was that Marshawn?
Pasta.
And just one more.
They don't call it the Turbulent 2 for nothing.
I just tweeted that out. Come on. There's plenty of time. Hey, time out. There's a lot of time on the clock here. We can do this. Let's go.
I'm just in my head. There's 7 minutes of hockey left to play here.
There is. There
You know,
is.
We got these 2. We got 5 more.
Come on. Here we go.
Oh.
What was that? Offsides or ice?
I'm not sure.
Ison. He was still pretty
Dude, get
from the
across the
red line there.
goal line.
That's an ugly icing to take.
Yeah.
Let's go. They pulled sway. Oh, good keep.
Come on. Come on. Come on. A minute left. 1 minute remaining left in the period. Oh.
Ice. 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 Ice, baby. Bum, 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 bada, bum, bum.
Dum, 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 da, da, da.
Dude, do you feel like Craig Berube looks like a fatter Christian Bale?
A little bit.
I've
Now these-
always seen it.
A little
He
bit.
looked like Christian Bale
Yeah.
when he played Dick Cheney in that movie. Looks just like Craig Berube. I think it's the mouth. They have the same mouth.
Take a look at picture. of it.
Somebody just tweeted to me, get rid of 63. He's awful.
Bruh.
Yeah, bruh. Bruh.
Oh!
Oh, go. Oh, no.
Wow.
Get there. No
All right, so
way.
just a goal every 15 seconds.
No way.
What a play. Holy
Yeah.
shit. All right. Like Jason said, every 15 seconds.
Correct.
And that still leaves you over a second left. They could win this game in regulation.
Oh, yeah, you got time to spare.
Yeah, that's a good play by Matthews. That's showing you why they ripped that C off of Tavares' lifeless body and stitched it on 34's jersey right in front of him.
Minnie, come here. You guys want to see Minnie?
No, I want to see 2 Bruins goals.
Rally cat. Minnie, come here. Minnie, get up here. Get on up here. Rally cat, let's go.
Let's go. Turbulent 20 seconds.
Turbulent 20 seconds.
The Toyota Tacoma, turbulent 20.
The Tacoma 2! The Bruins tie the game!
Damn. There's still time. All right.
Over.
That sucks.
Minnie.
Yeah, that one hurts.
Oh. What do you think, Minnie?
Yeah, that stinks. That's not a good feeling.
Thoughts on the
Anybody
game,
but
man?
Toronto.
Yeah. We played worse games this year, but
Yeah. No, they didn't have a bad game.
I liked the fight. They scored immediately after Toronto scored that third goal. They had a good goal and they pulled the goalie. Just sucks ass be Toronto.
Yeah.
yeah,
But you know what? They don't do this. They don't do this in the playoffs, so that's fine.
exactly.
They can get it out of the Toronto can get this out of their system now because it hasn't been able to carry over in what 60-something years.
61 now? Yeah.
I gotta go look at that Twitter account that tweets that keeps track. X amount of days since they won a Stanley Cup.
Hang on.
Damn.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah. All right. Well, Bruins dropped this one 6-4. Valiant effort. I guess they didn't play bad. They didn't play terribly. Just couldn't get it done. A couple of goals for Toronto. You'd like to have back. Davis. Yeah. But I mean, that one kind of hurts a little bit, does it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it definitely stings. Especially you're chasing them in the standings. Forget that it's about Toronto. Forget that it's in Toronto. Forget that that's not the second time they beat you this year. You're trying to chase for the standings, and they just took 2 points from you.
Well, if Tampa wins today too, you're kind of you're bounced.
You're
out
cooked,
of the
brother.
top three. You're cooked. You're cooked, brother. You're cooked. Just hitting random buttons on the
You're like a radio host.
617-779-0985. God damn it. Well, so let's see. So Tampa wins tonight. They overtake the Bruins for the third spot in the Atlantic. Ottawa is at 40 points right now. I don't believe they play tonight. They do not play tonight. They play tomorrow. No, they don't play tomorrow. They play on Tuesday. Their next game is Tuesday against Detroit. We also play the Oilers that night. Well, going to be a hell of a couple of nights for the Bees, but I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say. I put out valiant effort on Twitter, and I have a bunch of people coming at me right now, like, shut up. No.
Yeah, because
you're
it's
wrong.
against Toronto. You're playing with fire. It was a good effort. Unfortunately, we don't reward efforts around here. But I did like the fight. I liked they had some sort of semblance of an offense. It's just shitty that they lost.
That icing by McAvoy really kind of pisses me
Pour a
off.
little salt in the wound. Providence just lost in a shootout. Tough day to be a fan of the Boston Bruins organization.
Fuck. I'm getting cooked for that tweet. What the hell?
Yeah. Wait, I'm gonna go out of you.
You're like, say the most vulgar, disgusting thing. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Damn it, man. Damn it. Fuck. I can't put that up on the stream, Davis.
Oh shit!
I almost clicked it. I can't put that up. Davis, you're supposed to be here for post game. Jason, you want to stay for post game?
I can hang out for a while. Yeah.
All right, let me put the 4 screen up.
Oh god!
Bless you. Oh,
sorry.
Well, I messed up the graphics. Let me see. So we're gonna have the Causeway Trips logo up here, anyways, for this. But it's okay. They deserve it. They're great. Davis, as soon as you join with a screen, we can start talking bees. Oh my God, there it is! Oh my God!
I didn't even realize it wasn't working.
Davis is in the studio. Chris Davis, how are
What's
you
going on,
doing,
fellas?
dude?
I'm living. I'm living.
Did you
I gotta
whiten
be honest.
those teeth? Did you whiten your teeth, dude? You're shining.
No. So to be honest, man, I took up brushing my teeth for the first time in about 15 years. So turns out it works out pretty well.
Those Frosty Paws got a lot of sugar in them.
you get the baking soda, you get the toothpaste, you mix it together. Oh, yeah. It's like it takes everything away.
Fellas, I got to be honest with you. I didn't watch a lick of the Bruins game. I've been watching this World Juniors game. But you know what? We'll ride it out.
Bruins won 7-1. It was a great game. Frederick got 4 goals.
What was that one goal, that highlight reel goal by Matthew Nyes? What was that about?
He got a hat trick.
Yeah, 3 of them actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. That was pretty brutal. I did see that one. I don't know what Carlo was doing there. He's kind of just sitting there with his thumb in his ass, but it is what it is. I mean, it's a brutal look.
Davis, go to my Twitter really quick. So the Bruins pulled the goalie, and McAvoy in the neutral zone does this on my Twitter. Go check my Twitter.
Dude,
Lucas Parmenter.
He has been like a deer in the headlights lately. I don't know what the hell is going on, and that decor runs through him. And it's like a direct reflection of I don't know what the hell's going on with him.
It makes no sense, dude. Like was he like coddled to a point where he was overvalued? No way, right? I didn't say that. Actually, that's not my thought. I didn't say that.
I don't think he's overvalued, but I mean, he has been brutal. I mean, this was supposed to be the year that he's their clear-cut, number 1 defenseman, and I haven't seen that. It's been far from that, to be honest. Also, Sully, really glad that you didn't put that tweet up there.
Which one? Wait, which one?
No, the message on here.
Oh yeah, I saw, dude. I was hovering over it and then I read it. I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
As soon as I'm like dead sober too, and I as soon as I said that, I'm like, oh man.
No, it was funny.
Trouble.
No, it was funny. I'm just not gonna put it live on the stream. But I don't know, dude. Kevin says, "What happened? What a stinker." Yeah, I don't know, man. What do you think? Like, what is this, Davis? What does this team need?
Dude, the same thing they've needed for I don't know how many. A second line right wing, second
Yep.
line scoring wing. Actually, I don't even care if he's a friggin' right winger. A second line scoring wing. I mean, dude, Helen Keller could friggin' tell you that. Yeah, it's clear as day. Although I'm not sure what you're gonna get. Who is available that would kind of fit
Nobody.
that. Yeah, all goal. Ryan Leonard, what a goal!
Let's go.
Yeah, at least we're,
USA.
at least America's
USA.
winning tonight. That was filthy.
Fucking.
Yeah, it's second line right wing, dude. Second line wing. But
Yeah.
the question is, what do we give up? Like, I know you guys were talking about Freddie earlier. I don't know. Like, what are you getting something in equal value to Freddie? I just don't see it.
Well, we were saying maybe potentially Dylan Holloway.
You think? I don't think St. Louis gives up Dylan Holloway.
What if you had Freddie in like a third?
I think I'd still rather Holloway, dude. I'll be honest.
Really?
Yeah, because like again, Freddie scored tonight, which was awesome. He was so snake bitten. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because dude, you guys were talking about a first round pick. I don't see that happening in this market. I just don't see it happening. Especially with teams knowing that he's walking at the end of the year, regardless. I don't know. It'd be tough for sure, I think.
Yeah, and that's the other problem with it is I think everybody knows if we don't get something done, he's going to walk away. So nobody's going to do us a favor to get him.
Yeah.
Right. And he's a free agent anyway. So if you want him for next year, just sign him.
Right.
It's not a good position to be in. It's really not a good position.
Where's Mel? Is he blowing chunks?
No, Mel went to go pee. Mel is sick as hell. Dude, Mel has 101.7 degree fever right now, and he's cooking.
Did he try Tylenol?
I think he tried other things. I don't think he tried Tylenol. He's more of those. He's more of one of those like herbal scientists type of people.
Oh, the essential oils.
Yeah. He tried all the essential oils. He
There you
burned some incense.
There you go. Get the bad juju out.
Yeah, clear the sinuses with the incense.
I know
He's
some
not
other
actually
stuff
peeing right now. It's just sage.
I know some other things that'll clear your sinuses right up.
What is it?
Okay. Well, we'll talk offline.
You're talking Vicks.
Sure. Is that what they call booger sugar now?
Yeah, the Vaseline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that was Are you watching any of this World Juniors?
Dude, I haven't watched a second of it. That's why I haven't commented on any of it because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, good hockey.
Hang on, let me go get my cat. She wants to say hi.
All right.
Many.
Mel,
what were you talking? What were you talking about? The juniors?
Well, before that, we were talking about home remedies for your sickness.
What do you have in mind?
Sully,
I think it's
Sully
sorted
enlightened
out.
us that you're into the natural remedies.
As long as it's not, I think it was eucalyptus oil that Sully took. Sully took eucalyptus oil a few months ago, and then we looked it up, and it turns out it's like unbelievably toxic, and you under no circumstances should
That's
ever.
why Sully sends out so many brain dead tweets.
Yeah, it all starts to
get
make
the hell
sense.
out of here, dude. That's not because of the eucalyptus oil. That's just because of who I am. That's just me.
That's fair. You should have. Oh, you were here with his stupid analogy that he had.
Was it the ISIS one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that is soon. I mean, we kicked off,
That's not that soon. We've been fighting them for 20 years.
Sully,
we kicked off 2025 with a bang, and you come out with those jokes, bows flying. That's brutal.
Dude,
Yeah, I
that
was
wasn't
like half listening.
that was not that bad. That was not that bad.
It wasn't good.
you
What do you
tweeted worse
mean?
things.
I didn't know
That
where
wasn't
you were
even
going.
bad.
I
The
didn't
best
know
part
where
was
you were
doubling
going with it.
down too.
I did
Yeah.
a triple
Tripling
down.
down,
It's
man,
still not
really.
bad. It's
No, I
still
think-
not bad.
The worst of it was then you were talking about General Patton taking on ISIS. And I don't know. I had to shut it off.
No, the whole sequence. I think you're like, all right, let's say like ISIS, for example, and then like immediately you left the screen.
You kicked me out.
You like threw your hands up and everything, and then you came back and you're like, all right, let's say like I'll change the analogy. Let's say General
Dude.
Patton is fighting ISIS, and then you still bring ISIS back into it.
I'm like trying to listen carefully. I'm like, I don't know if I got some bad hashish. I don't know, but I just stepped out. I'm like, I can't be here for this.
You guys just don't understand what I was trying to say. Wait, I don't tweet dumb stuff because of like I say dumb. Right? Yes, exactly. It's just me. It's not anything else. It's just me.
It's for
I
the
am
city.
who I am. I'm not apologizing for it. I am me. What do you want me to say? I'm not gonna pretend to be somebody I'm not. I'm me. Nobody talks about ISIS better than Shane Gillis. That's true.
True. Sully's up there though.
That's
Me
right.
and Shane Gillis are on the same tier. I don't know what you guys want me to say. I'm me. I will never stop being me. I'm just myself.
I
I'm
think
no
even
filter.
like Al Qaeda might have been a little bit better than ISIS right now. Just still fresh. It's I don't know.
The best part about it was that the whole analogy was built upon like
Pasta.
it was built upon like giving your opponent like the upper hand or like them like knowing what you're doing. So like you could have picked any country in the world, any battle, any war, any century, any civilization, but you somehow went with ISIS.
Yeah,
Because it's the most relevant right now.
you know, Sully, I was sitting there and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna defend him. Maybe I can understand where he's coming from. And that moment just did not come. And I just lost you.
Why does everybody want me to apologize for this? That wasn't
Why
wrong.
is everybody picking on me?
That wasn't incorrect. There wasn't. There was
I feel like
nothing
we've
wrong
been
about
through
that.
this before.
Yeah.
ISIS
I've
is
played this game before.
ISIS is a horrible organization. Why should I apologize for ISIS? What are you guys talking about?
Listen,
You may want to apologize to General Patton too, to be honest.
General Patton, I will apologize. I'll apologize for that. Great World War II general, but he had nothing to do with ISIS.
ISIS, the famous member of the Axis powers.
They bombed Pearl Harbor, if you didn't know.
Oh my god.
Can we move on to something else? Can we stop
Yeah,
talking about this?
after hours talk is getting a little silly.
The Something's Brewing Roundtable post game is you never know what you're gonna get.
That's why I was surprised you guys wanted me late. So I was like, oh, okay.
Well, no, me and Mel were talking like we wanted you post game because like we can talk about fucking anything.
Oh, yeah, you name it.
Yeah.
Although I started watching the bees and I'm like, I can't miss this. So I was going back and forth, but like you mentioned it earlier too, like as far as this being a game that they have to win, like I know like Nosik said this isn't a must-win game, but I feel like all Leafs games, like you have those matchups and those teams you play against, you always want to beat the Leafs. Like I feel like any Leafs game is a must-win. Like I don't know.
It carries a little bit more weight. It's more than just
Yeah.
a game at the beginning of January. It's a game against the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I mean, you would
Right.
argue your biggest rival, right? Like at this point.
Oh yeah.
It's
I
like
don't know.
ISIS versus America.
Yeah. Well, okay. That's
Take me out.
Sully,
Yeah, he's benched for that one.
I'm just gonna tag the FBI in this chat or in the in this.
I support the United States. Why would you tag the FBI?
Oh, you heard that?
I did. Well, I hear everything.
Maybe it
dude.
doesn't work both ways.
Wait, so Kevin says, how isn't it a must win? So Davis, that's for you.
No, I said it was a must-win game. I think
Oh.
Nosek. Yeah, I think Nosek before, I believe, right? Did he say it wasn't a must-win game?
I think
believe?
he said it was like teetering.
Yeah, I think it was a must-win game. I think anytime you played the Leafs in these kind of matchups, I think it's always a must-win game.
Tommy, giving you your stick taps. Islanders, Oilers, Lightning, Panthers, Lightning, next 5. So Davis is right. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, yeah, it's not going to eliminate them by any means, but yeah, this is a game they definitely, I feel like, should have had.
Yeah.
They should have. They 100% should have, especially when you look at the standings, dude. You gotta catch up at some point.
Yeah,
Because
these are
Tampa's
games you
right
have
on
to
your
have.
ass and Ottawa's right on your ass.
Yeah, and then by the deadline, are we going to make any significant moves? I mean, I know there are going to be teams out there, especially in our division, that are going to make moves and get better. I don't know if we're going to do that. I don't know. I don't know how we do that.
Like Kevin said, Bruins are 4 points away from being on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
With multiple games in hand.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the team. Look at the team. Look at the team. Just look at the
Where are we
team.
right now in point percentage?
Point percentage, I don't think we're that high. Honestly. We're
We
above
were
500,
16th,
obviously, but
17th, but
yeah. Amen. Min, what do you think about the Bruins? Minnie, thoughts? Thoughts on the team?
The USA is about to move on.
No thoughts. Okay.
Do we know who they're
The
playing
gold medal?
next?
They are
Finland.
playing Finland tomorrow at 7:30, I believe.
Ooh.
Can you bet on those games?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I should be though.
I don't think you can.
Why
I'm
not?
gonna check, but I probably
Is there
should.
kids?
Because they're children. We're rooting for
You
children.
can like college basketball and whatnot, can't you?
I throw parlays down on my niece's softball games.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Who's
The
your
local
who's your
bookie?
bookie?
Yeah.
Can I have his
my,
info?
my brother. No, my nephew is.
Tommy says you don't get a legit goal scorer. No way the Bruins can sustain how they were playing. I
No.
agree.
It looks like you can bet on it. It's locked right now because the game's about to end, but I can find it on DraftKings.
Oh,
they
Oh
have, like-
yeah, I'm looking at him right now
Good
too.
shit. Do they have like player props? I'm definitely doing that tomorrow.
I can't see much. It all just shows little lock symbols, but
Yeah, I can only see the USA
Oh.
and Czech game, and everything's locked.
yeah, I'm not sure.
What a game.
Oh, Davis, we were talking about this in like the second period or something. But if the Bruins are to move on from Joe Sacco, do you know of any college coaches who could potentially be in the hunt for an NHL coaching job?
Yeah, well, there's one that comes to mind right away. Dave Carl. He's obviously coaching right now. He's at Denver. I mean, that dude could have coached in the NHL 3 years ago. I think he's an awesome coach, and obviously he's coached these kids. This group of, for USA, this group has been some of the best, teams they've ever had. I don't see him leaving Denver though. Like, it's kind of hard at this point. He's kind of got the world by the balls right now. Like, he has everything you could possibly want. They're defending national champions. And to leave that to go to an uncertain Bruin, uncertainty of the Bruin situation. I mean, I don't know if I'd want that job, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just how the head coaching position in Boston is so disposable. They got rid of 3 Jack Adams winners with no one's safe. So that's one guy I would love to have. I don't ever see him leaving.
Yeah.
Unless it's a situation where, it's like a rebuild and he has, some, he's going to be guaranteed some time. But a team like this, I don't see it happening. Any other coaches, I don't really know I'd want with the group that the Bruins have. I don't know if I necessarily want a college coach, coming up. I think Sacco stays, man. I'll be honest, like, I truly don't think they're going to bring in a whole new head coach. I think they're going to ride with him.
Yeah, I mean, I like Sacco. It's interesting too about how, like, I feel like I look at like college basketball, for example, and like you'll see a lot of times college basketball coaches make the jump to the NBA, like that's like the coveted position. But I feel
Yeah.
like I've been hearing a lot of times about these college coaches who were like, no, I'm good. Like they choose to stay in college sports. Like I know like Rand Pecknold, for example, when he was on Spit and Chicklets Talk. I mean, it's different. He's been at Quinnipiac for like 30 years. But he was basically saying there's like no way in hell I'm going to, like, I love being a college hockey coach. And it's different because like you're literally bringing in these kids from all over the world who are 18, 19,
Yeah.
20 years old. And I feel like it might carry a different weight being a college hockey coach as it does in like college football or college basketball because of the kind of the backgrounds where these kids are coming from and the career path that they're taking. And I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I think to hear that from college coaches who maybe, and even like he hasn't said that, but like to your point, like why would he want to leave? He has everything going for him in Denver.
Yeah, like again, you kind of see it right now going on in college football. Like you're not seeing these college coaches. Like there was a point in time where you were seeing a lot of these college coaches make the jump and that it didn't work out. And then they ended up going back to college, right? Like because
Yeah.
why leave? They had all the facilities they could possibly want. They actually could get through to the kids. You're not talking to professionals. Well, it's a little bit different now with NIL, obviously. Like I think that's kind of thrown a wrench in things. But like Nick Saban is a perfect example. Like college coach tries to, coach in the pros, does not pan out, goes back to Alabama. He's now the greatest college football coach to ever live.
Yeah.
So it's just different. I especially for hockey, man, I just don't see. Carl would be my number one pick, and I think he'd be a lot of teams' number one pick. As far as like, obviously Rand Pecknold was a great coach. I don't see him ever leaving. A lot of these coaches that have been around and had success in college, I just don't see them going to the college or the professional ranks.
Yeah. It's interesting how much the landscape has changed now with NIL. Even like Nick Saban, like he's talked about it on like College Game Day, and like he got out at the perfect moment because he doesn't have to deal with that bullshit. Like the playing field now with the amount of money these college kids are making is insane the way that recruiting works out. So it's definitely made recruiting and the whole college sports landscape a lot more interesting.
Interesting, yes, man. And I'll be honest, it's taken a lot away from like my fandom, right? Like there is absolutely no loyalty anymore. Like
None.
professional sports, you can be like, okay, yeah, why would you expect loyalty? They're professionals, they're gonna go wherever to get paid. At college, man, you can transfer whenever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy to me. Cam Ward, who just set the like this story is crazy to me. I don't know if you've heard about it, but Cam Ward, who obviously he's a fifth-year senior, played at Miami this year. They had an okay season. I mean, they made a bowl game. It was a good year. They're at Miami. So he broke the NCAA passing record in the first half. The team was up. He took himself out at halftime.
Who is this?
Miami then went on to lose the game, and he did not go back in. That's crazy to me for a college athlete. I understand, like, for me, why not just not play? Which that's something I don't agree with either. Like, I'm not a college athlete. I could never be in their shoes, so I would want to play. I understand saving yourself for the draft, but why play the half, get the record, and then take yourself out, and then your team loses?
Well, even Colorado, too. I know Deion Sanders just took out a massive insurance policy for Shadur and I think it was Travis Hunter, right, to play in that bowl game or whatever the hell they're playing in.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they're locks to be top 5 in the draft.
Yeah, and, like, say what you want about Deion. Like, the fact that he made those kids play in that game, not even that he forced them, I think he really hit it. I like both of them. I like Hunter and I like Shador. It really spoke volumes to me that they played in that game. They didn't have to, dude. They're locked to be top 3 picks.
Yeah.
Both of them. They didn't have to play. They could have sat half the season. They still would have been top 3 picks.
Yeah.
And I think it just speaks volume like that. The Cam Ward situation was really kind of puzzling to me.
Yeah. Did you hear too the story of that kid? I think he went to Mississippi. I think he went to Ole Miss, and he didn't want to go to Ole Miss, or he either wanted to go to Ole Miss or he didn't want to go to Ole Miss. I don't remember the story, but he's 17. He's not 18 yet, and he declared for this one school, but his mom refused to sign the paperwork because she had to sign it because he's only 17, and she forced him to go to his school. So he like publicly declared for this school. He was ready to go. And then it all got shut down because his mom said, no, you're going to Ole Miss or whatever school it was. I don't remember. And so, like, he's there at this school, and he's very much saying, like, all these interviews, like, I don't want to be here. Like, this isn't the school I want. Like, my mom is forcing me to be here. And it's a guarantee that the kid's going to transfer after this year. So he's either going to burn a year of eligibility or he's going to redshirt or whatever. And it's just, like, a stupid situation all around. And there's so many weird-ass stories you can pull out of college sports, whether it be stuff like that or NIL deals or people sitting out of bowl games or what have you. The landscape is just – it's so fiery. I can't imagine being a college football, hockey, whatever coach.
I don't think it's quite hit hockey yet like it's going to. I still think there's time for that. It's not anywhere close to football or basketball for that matter. Like, I don't think hockey players are getting paid – they're getting endorsement deals for sure, but they're not getting paid anywhere near what these football players are. Like, dude, I can't remember what school it was. Maybe is it a Duke quarterback? Can't really remember who it was. Just got paid $8 million to transfer to play 1 year at this school. I'll look it up at some point.
College?
College, dude. $8 million he's going to be making next year to play quarterback for 1 year. Yes.
That's crazy. And it gets dumb because, like, how are these small, like, these smaller schools in like the ACC or SEC or whatever supposed to compete with the big dogs? Like,
Mel, here's the thing though. You just saw Georgia get bounced. Alabama didn't even make the playoff.
Yeah.
So one thing this NIL deal did do, it definitely leveled the playing field. I mean, like, again, you got Arizona State that made it, that they competed. I mean, they should have won that game against Texas, dude. I think there was a brutal missed pass interference call. That Scattaboo, whatever his name is, was unbelievable. I want the Pats to get that the white running back.
He was throwing up on the sidelines.
He did the old Davis boot and rally with the front. Yeah, no, I was like, I want the Pats to get him, but yeah, it's changed. Honestly, man, it's changed everything. Like, Georgia is now out. These powerhouses that have been great for 10, 15, 20 years. Leonard. Leonard was one of them. I don't think he made 8. There's another quarterback, dude, that's like some freaking no-name that I've never heard of. And I can't remember for the life of me. It'll pop up on like Wednesday. I'll text you guys when I finally remember because my brain's so fried. It's just crazy, man. Like, I like the NIL because it for sure has leveled the playing field. Like, I think you're going to see more teams start to, like, obviously, like, Ohio State's always been very good. Arizona State is now up there. Penn State, all these other schools, and Alabama and Georgia are now on their level.
Yeah. It was weird seeing an Alabama team that didn't make the playoffs that wasn't ranked. What was their final ranking? Weren't they below top 15 or some shit?
Yeah, I want to say they were maybe 15, but like, again, some of these first round matchups I was watching, and like some of these teams got friggin' blown out, dude. Like, Indiana got their pippy spanked. It was brutal. and you watch them, and they had no business being there.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, you're like, should a team like Alabama, should they have made it? Would have made it more competitive? But I think they'll work out those kinks with this playoff. I think this is the right format.
Yeah.
It's working out the conferences. Like, Boise State got a first round bye. I don't believe in that. I mean, why would Boise State get a first round bye? Because they were top in their conference, or the Mountain West or whatever it was. Arizona State, same thing. I think it should be the top 4 teams at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And then those get the bye. I don't know how we get to talking about this, but
I thought I saw that the Pac-12 is coming back too. They had some like weird tweet like 4 months ago hinting that they're coming back and some teams are rejoining. But before we go, who is your pick? Because I'm a betting man. Who is your pick to win the national championship this year for football?
I'll be honest. I really, really want Penn State. The reason being, there's a guy that they have that I really want the Pats to get bad.
Who is it?
Abdul
Bobby
Carter.
Boucher.
He's a D end. I like him, dude. At they won't get him at number 1. They'd have to trade back, but I like Penn State. I also like Texas, man. I'm really rooting for Quinn Ewers. Like, I think he's had kind of a real tough year, especially with Arch Manning right behind him. Like knowing that all year, he had a brutal injury. I'd love to see him win. And he's another guy, man, that's going to get paid. I think he stays in college one more year. I think he goes to some school. I could see him going to North Carolina, ripping it up for a year.
Billy boy.
Yeah, honestly, man, I could see it. And like again, he hasn't won anything yet. I think this year really hurt his draft stock because going into the year he was projected first rounder, and now you're looking at probably only 2 with Ward and Sanders. Carson Beck's going to be a used car salesman next year.
Whoa.
No, so yeah, I think I'm going to go Texas, man. Texas is my pick.
You guys are like speaking a completely different language right now.
Oh,
I don't know any single thing. I haven't said anything in 10 minutes. I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, sorry, dude. We kind of, my
No, I love it. I love it. But I wanted to ask though, Jason and Davis and Mel, Geeky, does he get a contract with the Bruins?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, man. I think it's going to be hard for them to trade him. Like, I think the value that they would get for a guy like Morgan Geeky, I don't think it'd be worth trading. Like, I'd rather him in the lineup, to be honest.
Yeah.
What's your money? What's your like AAV?
Dude, based on what Kastelik just got, I don't know, man. Like 2.5.
Really?
He's an RFA after this year, anyways.
You think more than that? I don't know if I'd pay him that, dude.
I think 3, at least 3.
It's tough because, like, again, if he, like, what are you gonna get in a trade for him? Like, what do you think a team would be willing to? I feel like not a whole hell of a lot.
It would be more worth your while to sign him.
Just sign him,
right?
You think 3?
I think 3 to 3.5.
I give him 3 years, $275.
That's fair.
I like more than 275. I could live with.
Yeah, I don't think I'd go over 3.
Yeah, it's over 3 is kind of. And again, like I just said, based on what Kastelik just got, I mean, it's hard to pay him that much more. What, almost double what he just got? And I'd way rather Kastelik.
Yeah.
Just what he brings. Toughness wise, I mean, he's a guy you want come playoff time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think a guy like Morgan Geeky is expendable when it comes to that.
For sure.
But who do the Bruins have next? So is it Monday?
Islanders tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
God. That's a 2-1 game.
Yeah.
That's a 2-1 game.
Yeah, that's a 1-0 game.
In a shootout. All right. Well, I think that should do it for tonight. I want to give a shout out to everybody who joined. Obviously Mel for sticking that out, being a trooper with his 101.7 degrees fever tonight.
Need some eucalyptus oil. It'll put me out for good.
You need some lavender for nighttime, buddy.
Put some incense on too.
Some lavender and a few frosty paws in my mouth.
My CPAP.
But shout out to Chris Nosek, obviously, of What's Bruin. Shout out to Jess from Overtime Chicks. Shout out to Emily and Liv from the Cosmic Chirps. Shout out to J-Dog. Shout out to Davis. And just shout out to everybody who joined. So, thank you guys all for joining. Hopefully, we'll do this maybe once a month, Mel. What do you think?
Yeah, as long as I'm not sick.
Yeah. 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 But thank you all for joining. Hopefully we get a win next time. And we'll see you next time. Peace.
See you, fellas.